going on, guys? All right, I'm gonna put up the number for the conference call or the website real quick for you guys. Running really. What's the news? Yeah, I'm behind. I've been now that I've sorted through most of the documents that I've had through the thousands of emails. I'm getting them moved over, organized in Dropbox in different folders, and then I'm going to be releasing that probably sometime tomorrow. So that'll be pretty beneficial for everybody. Compiling all the different documents everybody's been sending. Relatively new, this whole thing. Yeah. I'm going to put up the conference call number real quick on the screen here. Just give me 1 second.
Q&A session is over.
Hey, Armani, I mute the conference call until we get a couple people in here, and then we'll begin with the conference call.
Unmuted.
Hey, Armani, I'm going to mute the conference call audio until we get a couple more people in here. Once we get a couple more people in here, then I'll begin that. Just going to say a couple words to the live stream.
Q&A session has started.
Okay, guys, let's take a look. All right, now we're getting some people in here. All right, so as you guys can see on the screen, I shared the, this is the number to call in, or you can download the software for the conference call right off the site. I seem to like this one. It works pretty good. It's got that Q&A mode, which is pretty useful. I got a lot of things I'm working on right now at the moment. To start with, I've been filtering through all of the documents that I have from you guys in my email. I've gotten through most of them email-wise. I'm organizing them into folders on my computer now, and then moving them to Dropbox. So that's pretty much a lot of what I've been doing today and you know, the last week or so. But so tomorrow I'll be releasing a video with the different links for you to go to Dropbox and check through all of those different documents. There's a whole bunch of different the Social Security number documents, to the UCC1 documents, to right to travel documents. I mean, you guys really have been sending me a lot of different stuff. So that's going to be good for all of you out there. No sound? You guys can't hear? Can you guys hear? Okay, good. Glad you guys can hear. Yeah, let me just see something real quick here. Just give me 1 second. See if anything new happened while I was working on all that. Yeah, I know probably a lot of you guys saw the updates on Heather. Now, basically, they're saying that there's international interests now getting involved. What I gather from that is they're saying that there's international corporate interests that are not to also pursue these criminal charges. I would imagine probably some from over in the UK and some of these other countries that IUV posted the recipes for. That's what I'm gathering from that. So yeah, that's going to be kind of interesting to go through and find out exactly what's going on. I just released 3 or 4 videos. That's what also took me so long to start the live stream. I have 3 videos. One is a video on testing routing numbers. There's a site that you can use. It wasn't working a couple weeks ago because I had found that and it was not working at all, and now it's working. So I did a video on it. Couple viewers had sent me emails saying that it was up and running. So that way you guys can check out the routing numbers you're using to make sure that they are in fact working. So how many of you guys called news stations today? Anybody call news stations? I think tomorrow morning, we can all decide on the live stream tonight, and I'll make another video in the morning to remind the people that don't watch the live stream. We'll pick a place to start hitting first thing in the morning. We need an alternative media site, and we need a mainstream media site. I think we should do Fox's main number because we did the local, but I think maybe we should do Fox's main number. I think that'd be a good one. If we did that. And I also, I don't know, but I adjusted that. Add your video in there. It's got the you don't think we're going to need a news station after Friday? Why is that? 'Cause the identity hearing, you think? I don't think that anything with the court date is going to change any of that. I think by international, when they were talking about international attention, they're talking that now there's international legal matters. That's why he was calling for everybody to be down there. I still, whether or not whatever happens at that court, that identity hearing, I don't really think that really make much of a difference come Friday. Truthfully, I don't think it's gonna make it so we don't need to call news stations unless we really get the ball rolling. I mean, what we do between now and Friday, that could, you know, get a lot of coverage, and then yeah, maybe we won't. All right, we got some people in the conference call, so I'm gonna open that up now. All right, we'll start with Armani. What's up, Armani?
What's going on, Mike?
What's up, brother?
So, I mean, I didn't expect, to be asking a question this early. I wanted to really know what you guys were talking about. I was trying to get in another conference call while you were talking, so I didn't really get to hear what you guys were saying.
Yeah.
But okay, what's the plan of action as far as contacting these news networks you were saying?
Well, I'm thinking maybe we hit the main Fox number tomorrow. I think that maybe we'll focus on that for our mainstream media source. Before I call it a night tonight, I'll make a video. I might not release it till the morning. I don't know. It depends. But I'll make a video with the Fox main, news line. I'm thinking maybe even instead of calling the tips line, I'm going to try to see if I can look up a number. That way we can actually
direct line.
Yeah, that way we can actually talk to somebody. Might do a little bit better. Have a little bit better, videos from that for people to see, because then we'll get what Fox's reactions are. 'Cause that's what that mainly is about. It's not so much about, because they're not going to cover it. It's a very small probability that they're going to actually cover that. It's more to, that's why I keep telling people, record your call to them and then put it up on that playlist, because all we're doing is compiling evidence that they're intentionally sweeping this under the rug,
Right.
That's the most
What about
important.
Alex Jones? Did he ever respond back to you?
No, Alex Jones never got back to me. Nope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's definitely bought and paid for. Unfortunately, I've known that for years now, but a lot of people don't. I'm going to be doing a video on him shortly. I do have a really good video I'm pretty excited about. But I have new editing software, so right now I got to. I messed up the first one. I had it. I accidentally edited it so it all became 4K. And it took forever, so I'm not going to do that this time. But I messed up the formatting, so I just got to redo it. I already have it all made. I just got to redo the editing. So.
Okay. I did have one thing that I did want to mention and bring up. I came across have you ever heard of Greg Thatcher?
Greg Thatcher sounds familiar. Let me take a look.
He's got a website. He's got a website where basically he posts like every routing number you could think of, and basically the ABA is basically trying to sue him because they actually got don't quote me on it. I think it's either patents or copyrights on these routing numbers. So that was just interesting to me. I came across that today. So he's actually got a legal battle going on because they're trying to close down his website because of the fact that he's posting all these routing numbers on it. I guess they don't want him doing that without their permission or something.
There's also something else that came off of IUV's website, and I just released a video on it. So for any of you that just hopped on the live stream and didn't check out the 3 or 4 videos I literally just released before I started it, like a minute before I started it.
Yeah, I caught one of them.
There was, I guess this was coming from Heather, if I'm not mistaken. There was a female employee of the Federal Reserve that I guess was on some news station for being arrested. She was arrested at Boston Airport boarding a plane for, I guess, giving out certain routing numbers or some kind of information regarding these accounts. So everybody out there, anybody that's listening or watching this, even after, I tried to look this up. I did not find any results in the, I only did maybe like a half-hour search, as I had a lot more. I know everybody's been waiting for, the list of documents. I mean, I've got a textbook of documents that I have to get out to you guys. So, yeah, she supposedly was arrested at Boston Airport, and I guess it was on the news either today or yesterday, somewhere. They did not say where. So anybody that can find that, please put it urgent on it and send it to that Stop the Chaos Now 07 .tips Gmail, because I want to get my hands on that. That could be really big, really big information, and it could lead us. Yeah.
How can she get arrested for giving out basically what is public information?
Well, here's the thing: if it's supposedly some kind of information or some kind of numbers. But the thing is if a woman that was supposedly an employee for the Federal Reserve was arrested for something like this, that's even more proof that these accounts exist.
Right.
Now, and that would also be like
maybe you're not gonna find anything online.
Right. I'm wondering if it was a like a small news station that reported it, or like maybe an alternate, like some kind of, they didn't realize what they were reporting on, maybe, you know what I mean? So if anybody does come across that, please forward that to me, as that could be really crucial information. We could actually find a lot out from that.
Right.
So, did you have any other questions?
No, that's it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'll jump through the list, and then you can hop back in the list, and after we get some conversation going. And
all right, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Yep. Then. Yep.
Let's see, 937. What's going on here? Nine 3-7.
What's up, man?
There we go. All right, it wasn't working at first. What's up, man?
I'm just here for the party. Gotta start expressing these ideas, getting them out there.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you got? What ideas you got?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the back burner here. I'm, seeing what's going on. It's not jumping, face first like you guys. I've actually tried paying a few things and they got reversed. I haven't disputed those yet. So
Okay.
I got this interesting letter from Capital One that addressed to me, not the straw man. Me.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me get it out here so I can read it to you.
Oh, you know what, Talia? RT's a good one. We'll go with RT. You know what? Skip Fox tomorrow. Let's go for RT. That's a good idea. We'll do RT. So everybody, RT is going to be the plan of attack for the mainstream media tomorrow, and then you guys can let me know who you want to hit for the alternative media.
Am I still live here?
What's that? Yeah, we're live.
All right. Let's see here. It says, Dear Kelly, thank you for your payment of $532.50 scheduled for 7/11. Unfortunately, it was returned to us unpaid. Your bank let us know that the payment was returned because this bank account cannot be used for electronic payment. Please contact your bank for more information. And here's what we've done, is what they say. We initially pushed your payment to your credit card account, and it was returned reverse payment, so it's no longer credited to your account. You may have applied to your return payment fee to your account. You can see these transactions. Okay, well, it's a bunch of BS here. Plus, they sent me forms, second page to this. It's reinstate an account for electronic payments.
Okay, so you got to you got to fill out some stuff. You got to fill out some information to get your electronic payments privilege back.
I paid the bill with my normal bank, how I usually paid it, after the fact. So it's just referring to this one account specifically.
Right.
Like they took the option for the federal routing number out, and this. See what this document here is, just to handwrite it in, and it asked, here's the kicker. Oh, a letter from the payment bank with bank letterhead that confirms the routing and account numbers are valid and the account is eligible for electronic payments. You are authorized to make electronic payments from this account. The name, telephone number, and signature of a bank branch officer. That was very interesting because, the whole thing was addressed to me, not the legal fiction.
Right. It was in your lowercase, your true person, or your true human, your true man name. Okay.
Capital minima.
Yeah, it wasn't in your corporate fiction, all caps name. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good information. Thank you. Did you have any other questions, or were you kind of just waiting to hear what everybody else had right now?
Well, I mean, I just got to figure out next steps to take in that regard. Like, obviously, all I need to do is prove that I have authorization to the account, and I'll put it right back on there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in the same boat with Capital One, so yep, right there with you, man. All right. Well, yeah, as we know, the foolproof way to do that, I will definitely put it up as I'm searching myself, because I'm in the same boat with Capital One. So, but awesome. All right.
I've been meaning to get some videos up myself and like show screenshots of the documents I'm getting and all that crap, but I haven't yet to get the programs up and running to do all that stuff yet. Just kind of dealing with life and everything.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, if that's all you got, I'll move to the next caller, and if you want to hang in here and hop back in the question and answer, you might hear something else that sparks something. If you're looking to put up get into making videos, maybe you can start off with your first video calling RT and trying to get them to cover the story and getting it on recording and put it in the playlist with everybody else's.
That's probably your best bet as far as alternatives go. All right, yeah, I'll stick around.
Sounds good, brother. Thank you. All right, we got 704. 704.
Hello?
Hello. How are you?
Yes, you said something earlier about a website that allows you to check if the router number is working.
Yes.
I wasn't able to catch that.
Yeah, there's I just put out a video right before I started the live stream about that. I don't have the website off the top of my head, but it's one of my, let me see, one of my new videos. Yeah, you
Under Michael Bryan?
Yep, it's under Michael Bryan. It's one of my new videos.
Title.
The video is titled Secret Confirming Trust Accounts Bank Routing Numbers. I think that's what it's called.
Okay, thank you so much. That was my only question.
Yep, it's here it is. Secret Confirming Trust Accounts Bank Routing Numbers Are Active. So that's the video. It'll go into it. I actually I went through and in a sense showed you step by step. Then I grabbed for entertainment purposes, I grabbed some routing numbers for the Bureau of Public Debt and the Federal Reserve banks and plugged them in there. So it gives you all the details. It also shows you what the main Fed's routing number is. So if you're using one routing number and it's not the main, it'll tell you what the main routing number is.
Okay.
Okay. Did you have something else? Something else that you any other questions or any other information that you wanted to share?
No, that was my only question.
Oh, I also before I forget, since I'm looking at the screen and it reminded me, I also made a video for all you guys that are having trouble finding the state by state community outreach Facebook groups. So I made a video with in the description box. I added all of the states URLs to get to those groups right in the description box. So if you were having trouble finding them, just watch that video, click on the description. It's got each state. It's got the link to go to that group, and then you just join and you'll be added in. So that'll make it a little bit simpler. And then any states that aren't added on there, as I make the group, I'll add it to that video.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I guess 732.
Yeah, my name's Adam. I sent you a message last night about Percy Mormon, the guy that created the Federal Reserve's quantitative ease 3 program back in 2012 or 2013.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to look at the petition?
Yeah, I did. I saw the petition briefly last night. I'm going to go back through. I'm going to sign it for you guys, and then I'll try to throw it up in a video. I'm just trying to. Most of my day was spent sorting through documents. These people a long time from the last conference call, and I just had like thousands of emails. So I wanted to get that out to everybody. It's kind of important that way everybody can go through and see what they think on the literal like textbook of documents I got. Yeah, I did.
I'm trying to get that information on, like, John B. Wells and all these other, shows online, but they went out of their way. I don't exist. I don't know if they got paid off or threatened. Who the hell knows or whatever. But so far, you're the only one that I was able to get through to talk about, because he created the Federal Reserve's QE3 program to save the world from economic collapse. And that's what's pretty much keeping the whole world afloat for now. And he created that petition back in 2012 to 2013. But, I'm just throwing it out there. That's all.
No, yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I'm gonna sign the petition to help you guys out and whatnot. I mean, I know we've got a petition also up, and I know yours is focused in a little bit different regard. But yeah,
it's not my petition. It's my friend. I'm just like representing him in one way to the other, pretty much.
Yeah,
so
I did hop on that.
What he did.
I did hop on that call briefly yesterday. I just I think the Ken there, he's got some really good information. I just he was talking so fast, it was just very hard for me to follow him.
True. Yeah,
so,
you're right. You got the point there. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they definitely had some good information. It seems like they're going in a good direction too. I'm still undecisive as far as what is the best route to go, because even everything that they were talking about, you got your pros and your cons, and I truthfully think that nobody should have to be filling out any kind of paperwork at this point. I'm very stuck on this mind process here that I think that we need to get enough people together, woken up, and that we need to make a permanent change, a real change. Nobody should have to be signing any kind of anything. That the way the system is, it's broken, it's corrupt, and it's downright BS. So I'm going to keep pushing on, trying to raise awareness as much as possible, and putting out whatever information I find along the way for everybody. But yeah.
All right, no problem. That's pretty much all I got to say. But when you have a chance, look at his Twitter wall from the past on the media section. You see like the blueprint that he gave to Obama back in 2012 and all that, and all the funds and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's about it, pretty much.
Yep.
But
I have those. I have those links. I'll be checking. I'll check him out a little bit further.
All right, no problem.
Thank you for passing the info along, man. Appreciate it. 908.
I didn't even know I hit the first question button, but actually I was just thinking about something, so I might as well tell you about the routing numbers being copywritten. That may or may not be true. That's the ABA's claim. So that, with that being said, the law of copyrights don't publish their routing numbers. Okay, that's it. That's what copyright is.
Okay.
So, like, I'm just saying, like, if anyone is trying to scare, that means nothing when it comes to, using them or not using them.
Right. Yeah. It's strictly. Yeah. It's strictly copyright.
Right.
As in, yeah. As in, like, plagiarism, stealing. Yeah. I'm totally.
I just want to make that point so people don't get like, oh, did we do something wrong? Like this.
Yeah, no, simply just putting those routing numbers in writing on something. Then they could turn around and have you get you for like plagiarism.
On something that's on something that's like you know, you're selling or putting for
right.
On a promotional public thing. I mean, if you know, two kids want to write Federal Reserve routing numbers on pieces of paper and pretend they're real, that's cool. It's not a copyright infringement.
Right. But for all those out there with a YouTube that is monetized or a monetized channel, if you put them in writing, you know, to put that out with something that you gain any kind of profit, doesn't matter if it's a cent for, then you can then be liable, I guess you'd say, for damages. But the way around that is not to write it and just have a visual of it from somewhere else.
That's true. Or you could even say it.
Yeah, there you go.
You can just say it, like a series of numbers.
That's it.
And, you know, that they just happen to be the exact same series of numbers that match another, but you didn't know. You're just saying some random numbers off the top of your head.
That's right. That's it. So is that all you had? Just about the copyright?
Yeah, that's all I had, brother.
All right. Awesome, brother. Thank you.
No problem. Have a great night.
You too, bud. All right. We got that was 908, I think. Yeah. Jackie Ford. Jackie Ford? Nope. Okay, maybe not. $724.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you? Sorry, I was on the wrong list.
Yeah.
There we go.
No problem. Late night, I was listening to the video Neil had put out, and was just wondering if there's been much talk about people organizing to go to Washington this Friday. I was thinking about, I'm in like Pittsburgh area. I was thinking about going to the hearing at 10 a.m.
Yeah,
Friday.
I was actually gonna put out like a video tomorrow. You know, letting people know where and the timing and all that. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to get down there because be coming from upstate New York. I don't think I'll be able to make it down there on Friday, but I would love to. I just don't think it's
I mean,
my forecast.
If someone, you know, if anybody has the privilege to be able to be there, I mean, I just happen to, you know, I just don't have anything I have to do, and I have the resources to, you know, just get my car. It's about 4.5 hours, but, you know, just like history, man. I mean,
yeah, I hear you.
Really want to be there, you know.
I hear you. Yeah, it'd be a little bit more than 4.5 hours for me, but I definitely would go. I just actually, now you're making me think. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go and cover it live for the day.
Well, I was only calling just to see if people have been talking about it much, and just kind of encouraging people more. And also, any of the petitions, if there's any way to make them more visible, like just everybody's petitions, I'm going to sign any and all of them. I just haven't seen them.
Yeah,
you know, I know you got a lot of different stuff you're putting out all the time. So
yeah,
if there's any way just to make those more visible.
Yeah, the petition, the main petition that I have there, which I got to say everybody's doing really good. We've got several thousand signatures on it. Everybody's really kicking butt with that. That's actually on my YouTube channel. If you go to the About section, there's a link there. It says change.org petition. So you just click on that link. It'll bring you to that petition. And then I'm going to go and recheck out the petition that the gentleman was asking about earlier. I briefly glanced at the information he said, because he sent me a bunch of information last night, and then I was on the call that he had sent me just to check it out. So I didn't have time to like read through the petition fully. And as everybody knows, I've made it very, 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 very vocal that I don't, you know, sign or do anything unless I first make sure anything that you sign, I make sure I read. So I know it's a petition. I just want to make sure I'm definitely understanding it fully, and then I can do a video and you know, try to let other people know about it as well. But yeah, we also
I'll definitely find yours and get that one going.
Yeah, definitely.
And, I mean, I'll sign that one for sure. The one you're talking about. It's on your site. And
his looked really good
Harvey
too.
Doing? Have you heard from Harvey at all?
As far as I know, Harvey's good. I know Harvey raised over $5,000 for and so I think he's good. I know he was live streaming earlier today. I haven't really been talking. Honestly, me and Harvey haven't really talked all that much the last couple of days.
Cool.
But no, he's, as far as I know, he's doing fine. I did check in over there and just checked on him. He seems to be fine. I'm focusing. I've been kind of a little bit, you know, focusing on getting some information out to you guys and then getting those documents together, because everybody, you know, everybody really is wanting to see all the different paths and outcomes, and so I'm trying to compile all those documents and put them all in one place so that everybody can kind of go through each folder and make it as simple as possible for everybody.
That's great. You've been doing a great job, man. Really appreciate all your efforts.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. And what was I going to say? There was something else that along what you were saying. Oh, we also have a Steemit now. We have a platform on Steemit, so anybody who hasn't gone over there, check that out. Go over there, check it out, subscribe. That's also on the About section of the page of the channel. And the Steemit, you know, try to go over there, upvote those videos. That way we can try to reach some other viewers that aren't getting this information, because there really is nothing about this over on Steemit besides what I'm putting up. So and Steemit's kind of, it takes them a couple of days to even approve an account and whatnot. So I got that up. I got a good amount of really eye-opening videos over there. Some of the best ones from over on this channel I moved over there, and we can reach a new audience and help wake up, you know, some more people that haven't really even had a clue yet.
Excellent, man. I'll do all that, and I'll let you know how it goes if I make it to the courthouse.
Sounds good. Yeah. Email me. Let me know you're the guy talking about DC, and I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can get myself, you know, in a position to possibly go down there for the day on Friday. And if I can, then I'll try to cover it live. And you know, I won't be afraid to. Yeah. I won't be afraid to be vocal about stuff. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm really psyched. I'm hoping there'll be like thousands of people there.
It'd be really good, man. We'll see what I can do though. I've been on vacation for like a week and a half, and we don't get paid vacation in the union. So I'll see what
I mean, you're doing more than your share, just what you've put together and everything. So you know.
Yeah,
definitely. No pressure to go, but would love to meet you in person if you could make it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. We'll see. It'd be great to go.
Okay, Mike.
So looking forward to it though. Thank you, brother.
I'm Tommy, and real nice talking with you. And I'll let you get to the next folks.
Same to you, brother.
All right, brother.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 504.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. I have a question.
Yeah.
So with all the constant videos that are being streamed, and you know, a lot of them are people that probably want to, or either don't know what they're talking about, or maybe are out to do harm. My question is, as far as the UCC documents, and I know you said that you don't see any reason for us to be filling those out right now, but I was just curious about something. If and when the time comes to do those, shouldn't we, as far as collateral or things we're putting liens against, I would imagine, shouldn't that list something to the effect of all bonds being traded on said social security number blah, 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 both foreign and domestic to cover us?
Okay, repeat your question one more time. I'm sorry. I was trying to hear you.
Okay.
Sometimes I have to hear something twice to process it.
The UCC, you know how when you fill it out, how you have to put collateral, things that you're putting liens on, like your name, your social security number, your birth certificate. Okay.
Yeah.
So shouldn't that list include all bonds being traded on said social security or birth certificate, both foreign and domestic?
Yeah, that actually.
Shouldn't it not list each bond, but like say all bonds being traded on or on that number?
That sounds like a good idea. When it comes to like the UCCs and stuff, though, I'm not an expert in that regard, but that does sound like something that would be a good idea.
Right.
Well, there's going to be
the only other thing that I had. Yeah. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, there's going to be a lot more documentation and different instructions and forms and ways to file just about everything going in the in the channel's Dropbox sometime over you'll have access to most of it by tomorrow afternoon, and then over the next couple of days, whatever stragglers I find. So you may find the answer to that in there. But that does sound like it would be a good idea, yes.
Okay, I think I found something too about what you were asking. It's dated July 4th of this year. It says basically a bank Core South employee facing counterfeit embezzlement charges, that she was preparing a shipment of money from the Batesville Bank to the Federal Reserve in Memphis. Is that what you were talking about?
She was arrested. Was she arrested in Boston?
Let's see.
This woman was arrested at Boston International Airport.
No, this is showing Mississippi, actually. This is a whole nother thing. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to let you get to the next one, and I'm just going to go ahead and listen. I have some stuff I'm going to email you after a while, too. And by the way, they reopened both the Capital One accounts after closing them down.
Huh. Okay. And you didn't have to provide them anything?
Nope, nothing.
And did they credit you? They credit you for what you had paid?
No, they did not.
Okay.
They did not. But the student bank payment came back limited participation. So once again, the proof accounts there, limited participation. So I'm going to try a third time and see if it goes through the third time.
Hey, hold on just 1 second, because on the live stream here, and I just want to chime in on this. That lesser bank method, guys, I would be very, very, very hesitant, very cautious, and I would strongly recommend not doing it. I've already started to get feedback from people saying it was a bad idea, that they're getting reversals just as bad. Been receiving threatening as a result of that. So just please be careful with that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's true. We're trying to be considered as domestic terrorist. That was the one first started. So we'll try again with the student loan thing and see if it goes through this time.
Yeah, it's that lesser bank method. I'm not exactly sure where. I'm not sure where that lesser bank method exactly came from, but I mean, the original recipe is the original recipe, and that's the way it was intended to be, as far as I know. And I mean, when you start messing around with banks that are separate entities from the Federal Reserve or the Treasury Department, then you're messing around. Yeah, the Fed is a private bank, but then you're messing around with even more so private banks, and I don't know. That's just not a good idea. I would strongly recommend against that.
Okay. All right. Get on with it, and I'll just follow your lead.
What's that?
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you.
I'm with it, and I'll just follow your lead.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 607.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
I'm good. This is John of upstate New York. I was in the
chat room, for the last week and a half, and I think you're doing a fantastic job coordinating the chats and doing your research and putting up, the additional information out there on the YouTube videos, and you've been working, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Trust me, but no, it's good. I'm feeling happy. Everything's going good. I mean, we're really making waves. We're growing. We're making moves, and that's what's important here.
Right. Because last week you were handling the conference call. I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday, but you're working it to a point to where that night I think you started a little after 10 and didn't get off up until like maybe 1:30 New York time in the morning. And I'm like, my goodness, because the calls were lined up back to back, and the outreach, it only shows that the outreach is working and people are waking up and they want to get the information. They want to know what's happening, and and that's terrific. And on the other side of that, as you've been suggesting and strongly suggesting since the case with Heather is unfolding at the same time, and I'm sure that we're going to learn more about it on Friday as it continues to open up. And now there's something going on in Washington where folks are going to go down and support what this case is all about and what this really means, and how many people are really looking with both eyes and a sincere heart to see if these people are going to start to realize that something needs to open up here. Something needs to change.
Yeah.
And the longer this continues to unfold, the stronger the numbers are going to be, and the stronger the numbers are going to be, the more people that's going to want to know what the story is with this whole entire thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the gentleman earlier really has got my interest sparked. I may now I really kind of do want to take a day trip down there, so I might have to see what I can manage if I'll be in a position to do that. It might not be a bad idea. Get some live footage and be able to get things out to you guys real in person. We'll see what I can manage.
Right. But as you said, in the meantime, for everyone that's listening on this call, and I would double down myself and strongly suggest this thing is starting to unfold. The information is coming at lightning speed. It's changing every hour, every day. And I think what folks should realize is that they need to slow down, because this is all new to everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They need to slow down and grab the information, learn what they can, do the research like you've been, emphatically telling them. Know each step until you know for sure that, you want to, hey, jump in with both feet and try and see if, you can, alleviate one of your debts and everything with the system that's out there. But at the same time, too, be cautious as to, what you're doing. And, if in doubt, check it out, pull back a little bit, wait for the information. I mean, it's becoming more and more available with you and Harvey and a number of folks out there that's, not only doing conference calls, but video chats and things of that nature. So it's becoming more and more prevalent and pervasive now. And, if there's anything that I can do to help, I'm here in New York. I don't know where you are, though. Where are you about? Around that area? Around that neck of the woods?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, but... Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm still listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was just saying that, at least I got a chance to talk with you. I was, just watching the conference calls and the videos that you've been putting up pretty much over the last several weeks and everything else like that. So it's a pleasure talking with you one-on-one, you know, like this. And like I said, if there's anything I can do to support the cause, you know, on my side, you know, I'm all game. I've been talking to people, telling them to get on YouTube. There's some information out there that you definitely want to really pay attention to, because, you know, now with the word out that this is pretty much not only going domestic, but international with the way things are going.
Yeah.
I believe that a lot more stuff is going to be coming out down the pipe very, very shortly.
Yeah, and I think a misconception people are thinking is that it's all going to just get easier. Now, positivity wise, it doesn't matter how hard it gets, because we are able to overcome any obstacle that's thrown in our way, as long as we are unified. We are we believe in what we're doing, and you know, we're willing to fight peacefully and truthfully to the end. So, you know, everybody, but don't underestimate them, and don't underestimate, you know, the obstacles that we are going to be faced with, because there's probably going to be more, and we need to be ready for that. But we also need to remain positive in that we will succeed. We just got to stick together and keep doing what we're doing. I mean, everybody, it's like such a breath of air to hear, you know, all the positive feedback, and seeing everybody kind of just come up. We had these ideas a week ago, and they're already, you know, going into action. You know, the community outreach groups are you know, being opened up, and people are taking the bull by the horns, and they're setting up the groups, and you know, letting in the other members. And it's just, it's really a beautiful thing to watch everybody coming together. And you know, the share of information, everybody's, you know, trying to do their part and help out, and it's just awesome, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's only going to continue to grow as long as people have a positive outlook, you know, a patient persistence, I'd like to say, in getting the information and learning what this thing is all about, how long this stuff has been going on, the history of it, and where we are, you know, what brought us here to this point now, to where you know, we're exposing it, you know, and it's going to be exposed to the max this time, because, you know, we've got folks like you, and like I said, we got folks like Harvey, and a number of other people that's out there shouting and putting out the information, and it's startling when you come across it for the very first time. But as you listen on a day-to-day basis, you know, at your leisure, you know, listening to the YouTube videos and coming into the conference calls and doing a little research and, you know, checking around the websites and things of that nature, it's all going to culminate and come together to make absolute sense that, yeah, what they did was wrong, absolutely wrong. Yeah. You know, but now we're all taking a stand to do something about it, you know.
That's exactly it. You know, they totally were in the wrong, and what they've been doing for the last 100 years. Actually, this goes back to the first central banks, which were back in the 1700s. So, but it's just, it was on and off, and it wasn't to the level that it is now. When you dig even more, I mean, it was two central banks that failed prior to the Federal Reserve Bank. The Federal Reserve Bank was supposed to control the inflation, and from the time that the Federal Reserve came to fruition to now, inflation has gone up. What is it? I think it's something like 3,000% or something crazy like that. So 300 or 3,000. Yeah. So yeah, no, we just got to keep sticking to it, keep positive, keep coming together, and you know, everything that everybody's doing is, you know, I'm like super proud of everybody, and it's just amazing to see just how much, you know, people can, you know, as Americans can band together, and you know, when they have their minds on something, they make it happen.
Absolutely, you know. And, you know, for those folks that are listening, you know, it's great to be a part of this. You know, this is an exciting time to be alive, and you know, to really come across, you know, some solid substance information like this, because it pertains to everyone out there. You know, the newborns coming on the earth, you know, they haven't the slightest idea of, you know, what this whole makeup is, you know. Yeah. But directing people back to, you know, what happened in December 23rd of 1913, and how, you know, that small group of people got together and, you know, slipped a bill past Congress during the Christmas holidays, and what happened in 1933 with FDR, and so on and so on. It begins to unfold all that information as to saying, wow, okay, now we see how they did it. Now we're going to turn it around, you know, because, you know, it's got to change, like you said, and it's going to change. It's already in motion. You know, and it's only going to get bigger and better every day.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Hit the nail on the head.
But Mike, I don't want to hog up the time. I'm sure that a lot of people behind me. I'm just going to jump back on YouTube and listen to the rest of the conference call. But it was a sincere pleasure talking with you, and I look forward to many more conference calls and updates coming in. And I'm with the group, man. I'm with the team.
100%. Appreciate it, man. Glad to have you here.
Okay, Mike. Have a good one. Don't stay up too long because you got family time to get to.
Yeah, that's right, brother. Appreciate it.
Okay.
You have a good night, man.
All right.
Bye. 478.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, this is David here from Georgia. I guess in the beginning process of waking up.
Yeah.
I just watched a couple of your videos yesterday and a few today. I don't really have a whole lot of time to research this stuff as a truck driver, but whenever I'm stopped getting unloaded or getting loaded off last 2 days, been watching a few, and like I said, I'm trying to make sense of everything. So far, what I picked up is everyone has their secret account and they access it using their social security card with numbers on the back. And my question is there a way you have to activate this account to be able to use it? I saw a video where somebody was talking about a form online you fill out, and you have to do your strong man in bold letters.
Well, are they talking about the Treasury Direct forms?
It may have been. Recently, I saw one of your videos talking about the Treasury Direct form was a dead end.
Yeah, it is. It is
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I don't know if the form you watched the video on, if it was Treasury Direct. It would say on it Treasury Direct, or it may be one of the IRS forms. It could be any one of the number of forms that are out there that are being thought of as the solution. But no, in order to access it, you don't need to do any forms. You can access it, but things that with using the accounts right now, you run the chance of reversal, and obviously everything that's gone on with Heather and Randy. Now, me personally, I'm on a mission that I want real change. That the Fed has committed these acts of treason and crimes against this country and its people for far too long, and gotten away with this satanic. And it's not just the Fed, but it's the elitists and all of the, I guess, 3% of the nation and the world have gotten away with too long. And instead we could use this movement to get our accounts, which is obviously one of the goals, but to not take the time, if we're going to go and we're going to do half the battle to get the forms, or the whole battle to get the forms, why stop at halfway? Why not, if we're going to do all the work for that, why not follow it right to ending the Fed and creating real change? Because we have enough people together that we can really do that. We can do some real good. And that's my point of view on it at this point. You know, we're gonna be battling just the same, just to get access to our accounts, so we can do the entire battle and only you know, I guess you would say, get half the spoils of the war, or we can get the whole pot. You know, if we're gonna do the whole battle, we might as well take the whole pot.
Right. The form on that site was the UCC financing statement. I don't know if that's the same thing you were talking about around abouts, but
the UCC the UCC one is, there's if you look through sometime tomorrow, you're going to see a video uploaded, and it'll say compilation of documents so far, and that's going to have links to my channel's Dropbox, and there's going to be a whole bunch of documents in there, from right to travel to the UCC1 to the Social Security accounts to birth certificates to protecting yourself from law enforcement. You know, like when I say that, I don't mean like protecting yourself when you go out and you know, kill somebody or commit a violent crime. I'm talking protecting yourself from nonsense, because, you know, I got to say, the viewers and the subscribers, they've been really really good. I mean, they've sent so much documentation through in the last couple weeks. Like, I literally have 1,000, if not 2,000 emails in my main email box. So that everybody was a little bit frustrated it was taking so long, but it takes some time. I don't have a secretary here. It's just me. I got to go through each and every one. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of time.
When I first stumbled across the title on a couple of your videos, I normally would have dismissed it as some kind of clickbait, but I had seen a video in the past with, I think the guy calls himself the Living Man, where
Natural Man.
Yeah, that might have been it. And he was pulled over for not having a license on him anyway. They wrote a citation to him, and he wrote on the back of it, payable to the federal, to the Fed. And when it dawned on me that it might be linked to what you were talking about in your videos, I guess something in me said, well, this, you know, there might be something to this. I better check it out. So, like I said, still waking up to it. I think you do a fantastic job explaining stuff. I look forward to your future videos, and I'll go on your links and try to find the person who's got the Georgia Facebook site.
Well, no, you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do that. I actually made it really simple. Just real quick, I'm going to recap a couple things in the beginning of the live stream for those of you that have come in now. There was 3 or 4 videos I released right before I started the live stream. That's why I started a little bit later. One of those is for the community outreach Facebook groups. I did a video because it seems like I was getting a lot of feedback that a lot of people were having trouble finding the main group, the main page, etc. So what I did was I made a video, you know, showing and reading off the states that we have created now, which there's about 30, if not more. And then I put all of the links by state in the description box. Trust me, I did not want to do that, but it was obvious I had to. So, yeah, I took the time today to put every single link for every one of those 30 or however many groups I made into the, and as I add create new groups, I will add those links to that existing video. So if it's not there now, then let me know that, you know, you don't have your state there yet. Then I will create it and check back. So yeah, that's right up there on those videos. The other update I have for you guys is that I I made a video today with a website. I actually had tried to use this website a couple weeks back during the beginning of all this, and it was not working properly at the time, but I've had some emails from viewers, that this site was there and was working. So I went and I checked it out, and yes, you can check the reserve routing numbers to see if they're actually working or if they're not. So I just put that, like I said, I'm getting that information out. And there was one more video. Hold on, let me double check it. That was regarding the woman that was mentioned in the update from IUV. I guess there was a Federal Reserve employee that was a female that was arrested in Boston Airport yesterday, or she was in the news yesterday, one or the other. She was arrested by the FBI at Boston International Airport, and she was an employee at the Federal Reserve. So I guess from what I understand, she was about giving out information regarding these accounts. So if I have not been able to find that. If anybody else can find that, that is very, very important information. If you find that immediately, title, art, and see what I can gather from it. That's like A, that's big time evidence. B, that could give us some new information that could be crucial. So, all right, continue. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Got another little question for you. When I was born, my father was in embassy duty with the Marine Corps. I was actually born in Africa. I'm an American citizen and all that stuff, got the Social Security card, but would that put me under the same lines as Heather with an international type issue, possibly?
With an international issue. I don't believe your parents were both states nationals, right?
Yeah, they're both American citizens, right? We were just stationed there overseas during my father's.
I don't think you have any worries there, man.
During the military there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for certain, but I don't think you have any worries there. But again, I mean, as far as the accounts go, anyway, I've really been trying to push a word of caution to people, just because right now, because of the reversals, you may end up gaining added charges if they reverse them. Some of the companies are doing that, and then B, just because at least for the next week or two, if not, we might know by the end of the week, who knows, but just until we know exactly what's going on with all this stuff with Heather, I think if everybody switches gears and focuses more on the actual root of the problem and raising awareness and waking people up, I think that's the best way that we can make these accounts more accessible in a shorter time frame. I mean, I still use my account. I used it yesterday for a bit, but that's kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, I'm still new to the whole thing, and I back you 100%. Kind of accounts are able to use trading us like livestock is kind of humane in itself. But I appreciate your time. I don't want to take up everyone's time for what you do.
Especially being new, I would try, before you go jumping in head first to using the account. Jumping in and go through some of the videos. It doesn't just have to be mine. It could be other people's videos, and make sure you know exactly what everything is. You know what I mean? Especially the history on it. Shit, I do have some pretty decent videos on the history of the Fed and of HJR 192. Information there,
Has anyone tried
Drudge? No, I
Would
haven't.
be interested in this, or is he along the same lines as Alex Jones?
Drudge. Well, all of
Might be something to keep covered.
all of those bigger ones are the kind of along the same lines. I haven't called Matt Drudge, but we can. Maybe that'll be our alternative media guy. I think we already had somebody picked out. Either him, yeah. Maybe we'll go with him. We'll go with Matt Drudge tomorrow. Then let's do that. RT and Matt Drudge will be the plan of attack for tomorrow.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I'll put up a video tonight with the contact information for both of those. Either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem, brother. Thank you. Appreciate all the support. All right, 650. 650. Yeah, what's up, brother? Yep. You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry, man. I'm on the phone. I don't have any screen to look at. I've been sitting and listening to you. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm just a fellow American living the American dream.
That's it.
Working hard. My wife works harder than I do. But I'm calling to ask you a question. And again, I'm very serious about thank you for your hard work, because you're doing more than what we see. And you're filtering out garbage and putting in good stuff. So thank you from my heart. And thank Harvey and all the others. What I'm concerned about, and listen, I'm in debt. I'm disappointed with my governing bodies from city, county, state to federal. I'm tired of us working for them. They're supposed to be working for us. But I'm also concerned because when you showed me that link about using the QSIP number on fidelity.com,
yeah.
On your video, I saw one of your 33 billion, and when I checked mine was 33 billion.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, have you pinged another SIP to see if it's the same dollar amount?
I actually did my fiance. She has different ones, but I think that there's generic ones, like generic bonds that accumulate over time, and then there's also bonds like anytime that you get say you get a speeding ticket, or say it happens, people have gotten arrested in their life, you have a court summons or something. You'll always have, if you look at any ticket you ever get, it'll have a red number, and it's a QSIP number, and there's a bond opened up whenever you get one of those. So I've seen different values, different dollar amounts. Like on my missus, hers was a little.
But I guess what I was focusing on was the fact that my QSIP I only had 2 on that Fidelity. I think you showed 3.
Yep.
But the large one, it almost looked like our balances were the same, and I'm wondering if there isn't one common, regardless of what QSIP's entered, if it doesn't show that same 33 billion on a couple of others.
Oh,
I'm not looking for what district you're in or anything like that. I'm just trying to look at. I'm very cautious.
Yep.
This account that's in my name has been around for 53 years. I'm not going to do a money grab to pay debt that I already have, that I've already budgeted for. So I'm not interested in making a money grab. I like your approach of, hey, let's get our ducks lined up, find out what's going on, find out how we, it really infuriated me because, you turned me on to something I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And it infuriated me. The Federal Reserve, which is not even part of my United States government, it's like a loan shark.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this loan shark that's not part of the United States government, has accounts open in my name. and I'm pissed about that. I mean, but I'm also worried about us leg sweeping system and making it worse. So what I mean by my cautious approach is, okay, yeah, let's expose it. But if we expose it, then we have all of these hackers out here trying to get our social security number and personal ID. Now, if it's outside the country and they're trying to do this, then they're going to weaken us more. And I don't want to weaken us within. So I like the exposure, but with protection.
Yeah.
And then also looking through it, looking past it. Okay. Find and they're kicking and screaming, and we pull that money. Potential ripple effect to me personally used. Doesn't stop my Social Security. I'm a decade away. Doesn't stop any sort of medical benefits because, well, Social Security isn't going to pay everything. So I'm trying to get a big picture, and I'm hanging with you. But I was just wondering if you noticed any similarity in that large dollar amount on Fidelity, because it may be linked that, like, everybody in the same district, the Q-SIP that's in that district, they got that same $33 billion.
Yeah, it very well.
So that would be interesting to find out.
It very well could be a group bond or something like that. And even to mention the symbolism of 33, I mean, 33 is a very big Illuminati satanic number in the Freemasons.
Yeah, WNO.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But along with that, now you were mentioning, other countries being able to get a hold of this to weaken us. A lot of what we are stuff is, and it's not. It's normal and it's okay for us to think that way, but a lot to think that, like, for instance, how do we know that most of these so-called hacks that have been reported, or where they've caused something like that, is not related to, say, instances like what's going on here, where a bunch of United States nationals or natural men and women have figured out that they've all started to use their Social Security number. Because let me tell you something, Dabu 77, right around the time that this movement really began to blow up, back on, like, I think it was July 13th or 14th, reported that all of a sudden there was a story in the news, in the mainstream, that there was supposedly, either a couple million Social Security numbers were stolen, and but through identity theft. And I thought that was very, very, very interesting timing with what was going on.
Right. Yeah, I didn't put that together. Yeah, I like Dabu.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed he hasn't covered this at all, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, no big YouTuber, no alternative media site has covered this at all. And whatever their reasoning is their reasoning. But it may not be for everybody to, that wants to rock the boat. I don't know. I'm at the point that I've had enough. I'm putting my foot down, and I want to change. And you know what? If the system does collapse because we push and push and push and push, well, good. Get rid of the Fed. Yeah, it'll be rough for a little bit, but if we get enough people awoke, and
you mean get rid of the Federal Reserve, the independent Lone Star Group?
Yeah, I want the Federal Reserve gone. I want them charged with treason, and I want them, either locked up and never to see daylight again, or something along those lines. If not, I don't want to see anybody killed, because that's just not me. But they're jail, just like they've done to hundreds of thousands and millions of Americans to make profit off of them. And as far as the federal government goes, clean house with all of those dirty politicians that have, aided and embedded the Federal Reserve and allowed, all these crimes to go on. Start fresh.
Now, you know that other website that you hooked up, and I saw it on another channel, I forgot that guy's name, but the one where you can enter your social security number with dashes, pull bonds and whether they're active or inactive and what country they reside in.
Yeah, GMEI utility.
What the hell is that? Because they're in the Cayman Islands and it's under my social security number. Now, there's got to be a way for us to not implode our country that would take the gas tank out of the aircraft carrier and us be able to, hey, pay our use some of that money, cash in the pocket or whatever, off the interest alone. Just the interest. Not saying, hey, it's all ours. I don't know. I don't know where the hell I'm going. I find it really very scarily interesting that my social security number that I have LifeLock, and LifeLock never talked to me about somebody opening something up in my social security number. And I've thought about calling and talking about to the legal department because I'm covered under, I don't know, $1 million of fraud, and talking to their legal department, have them, I'm paying for this service. And when I see a renew date after I've been with LifeLock, wait a minute, why isn't LifeLock saying something? Because it's in my social security number.
Yeah.
And I know that there's some legal thing because, my parents didn't even know this shit, and they're gone. And, the fact that my birth certificate made me a piece of property residing in the United States of America, it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, I bet you if you
and I think rather than the money to pay off a fucking credit card that I already budgeted for, I would like the exposure.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's it.
And then if we can get the money, it's going to do the quick money grab. I'm not one of those, instant gratification guys.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But the wool being pulled over my eyes for 53 years until you and Harvey exposed that. And I don't get excited about much because I've seen almost everything except for this shit. This is unbelievable.
Well,
what a big con.
You want something that'll get you really mad now?
Okay.
If you can, go and try to find your parents' social security cards or their numbers and plug those into into those websites. They're still being traded on too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shiznit.
Yeah.
Amazing. I didn't even think of. Sorry about that. That's my window.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, I don't want to take it up because I know it was like being on hold. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out if there isn't just like one common shared pool of money, because your 33 billion looks similar to mine.
Yeah.
And I'll have to go back and look at that video and see if it's the same bond or what have you.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody listening, take care. Think through it. It's been there since you were born. I don't think it's going to go away tomorrow. If you're in debt, I understand. God bless. God bless America. And peace, Mike.
Same to you, brother. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. 704. $704. $704-437. You there? All right. If you just happen not to be there, hop back in line. 908.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
How you doing, bud?
I was actually on before about the copyright thing, but
yeah, definitely.
Just listening to some of the callers and hoping maybe I could offer a little bit of help. Obviously, this is not legal advice or anything like that. Just studied some stuff. But the first thing is to the the sister who asked about amending her UCC filing with what she was describing like a security agreement, bond indenture agreement, and you totally can put that like add collateral to the UCC1 with the UCC3 and put that in. Some states I know online, when you file, you can actually upload the document or image or whatever itself, and some you can either type the whole thing in or type in or have it like recorded and just put in the recording in the collateral box. But that can help. So that's that. But one thing I noticed, like everyone keeps saying, is that like it's our social security number. Like, this is my social security number. It's not. It's not at all. In fact, it even says like this number was issued for.
No, it's your slave number. That's your
Well,
your number instead of your name. It's your number. It's their way of identifying you. Your barcode, in a sense.
I mean, yeah, like, but to take away like the looking. On taking the fraud aside, not for it, but it's an account number issued for you, just like you have an account number at your bank issued for you, but the bank holds the account. They're in possession of the account. You're the entitlement holder on the account, and that's better because that means like they're in charge of the upkeep and keeping it the way it should be, and you have a security interest in that security, which is the entitlement holder. So you can you can authorize things to be drawn from it or transferred into it or traded out of it, depending on and how it works. So, like what the other gentleman was talking about, when you look at these numbers of like how much these things are worth, or you might be looking at like a mutual fund, which is usually when you see one of those when you see a number come up and it's like hundreds of billions of dollars. It's usually like a mutual fund, which is like a bunch of these accounts and their derivatives and they're packaged together.
Yeah.
And another thing is what a bond is. Like everyone says, oh, we have these bonds on us, and the bond is worth blah 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 blah. And I think I don't know if people have it in their heads. The bond is just like cash, and that's why it has the value.
No.
The bond has value. Yeah, it's matured.
Yeah. Yeah, a bond has a set time frame that it needs to be, and then after that, there's a almost like a bonus time frame to gain even more.
Right, and they can accrue interest after maturity, exactly, and then depending on the conditions, it stops maturing and it should be redeemed by whoever needs to redeem it. But my point being is that like looking at not every other thing in the world of finance is going to like throw anyone off in search of their remedy, because they're looking to fight instead of just doing business, and they're just looking to do business, and they're looking to make you fight because they know if they make you fight instead of doing business, that's called not being an honor, and you'll surrender all claim and who knows what, and then they can do what they will. Like it's really like
that's why we need to end them.
Who was that?
That's why we need to end them. That's why we need to get rid of them. We need to I was waiting for you. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, you were just breaking up for a second. What did you say?
Oh yeah, that's ever since me and Verizon aren't getting along too well. Ever since I used my account with them, everything isn't working. My laptop's been messed up. Everything's been really. I don't think that they're too happy that I'm, wanting to end the Fed. But anyway, no matter what way you go about this, there is no completely safe method of playing their game, because they set little traps. Even when you go UCC1, if you don't follow everything to the T during and after, then they can throw your ass in prison. That's why the author of all the documents for Stop the Pirates Blogspot, he's sitting in prison 15 years. I mean, end them, start over, get the republic back, get rid of these central banks, and let's really, as a nation, come together, unify, and come up with it a way of doing business and correcting all of this, the lies, the deceit, the dishonesty, the corruption. Kick all the politicians out that have aided and abetted. Put the Fed, put all of those criminal entities that have millions of Americans, put them in prison and let them sit in prison. Then they can see what it's like.
I agree 100% as far as if that could be done, we should do it. But at the same time, because we don't okay, for instance, we all want our money that the Fed owes us, but we want. I'm not saying you say, because I dig what your mission is. I get that you're not about chasing these bonds, and you are about general awareness, which is important, and that I hope we're taking it more that way than just looking for you for the latest updates of how to use their routing, their Fed routing numbers, because my whole thing is, if we're gonna say we don't want this system, and if their money is bullshit, and then demand our money from them, those two ideas are at a cross purpose. Because their money isn't money. That's why they don't take it. They take it back. That's why there's no way that the Fed is actually taking it back, because where it's I forget the actual code statute, but the Federal Reserve notes are legal tender for all debts payable, public and private, except for taxes, duties, and interest on the national debt. And what that means is that the national debt is basically the VIG on the loan that we call our currency.
Yeah, that's only interest. Only interest.
Well, no, interest. Well, no. The real mindfuck of all this is, what the national debt is? The money.
Yeah.
The money in circulation is the national debt.
It's the interest. That's the central bank's profit.
Exactly. Well, no, their profit is ownership, equitable ownership in things. What I'm saying is, what that means is that you can't use interest on the national debt, which means whoever loaned us our entire currency doesn't consider our currency money. And that's what, modern money mechanics explains, because literally what the Fed describes our currency as is monetized debt. That's what a bond is. It's monetized debt. It's promise to pay. That's why it's valuable. Yeah. It holds the promise of future return. All of this shit is hypothecated.
I have a really good video where I compiled a whole bunch of the best breakdowns of central banks and the Federal Reserve, and I edited them together, and I screwed up. It should have been released tonight, but I screwed up on the formatting. because they were obviously different frame rates and different. I did it like legit, so it's going to have some really, really, really good information for all those people that are just waking up and don't have a clue about what the central banks are. And then there's another one that's going to be coming out in relation to all of the wars, like every single war that has ever happened from the Revolutionary War, because the Revolutionary War, to begin with, was about the central banks as well. It was the banks. It had to do with the English. What you call them over
Crown Bank. They
Yeah.
wanted the colonies to go after the private money and use the money from the Bank of England, Bank of London.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, you ever read? There's a book. It's All Wars Are Bankers' Wars.
Yep. There's gonna be a lot of really coming out that I'm trying to grab some of the best videos that are out there and then add my own little stuff to it and make bigger videos for these guys, because it's going to be really crucial for raising awareness. And that's my channel at this point, and is raising awareness and waking people up so that we can really make a difference, because we have that opportunity. Either way you look at it, if we file all these papers and we go and we claim half the reward for all the hard work and doing it, but why not just claim the entire pot instead of only half, and using these UCC ones and
or build, like you said, build a new pot. Like use, we know how to build the pot. We don't have to figure out how to the pot again, but we know we have to build a new one.
Yeah.
It's like that's really, and it has to do with the fact that we also have to come to grips with, even gold and silver are they're just an exchange. They're just a medium of exchange. They're not the thing of value. Like gold and silver is never more useless than when it's stockpiled as money. Those are very, very useful alloys for, and that's probably why somewhere along the line when, humanity got confused, we decided to use those as the external representation of value. This all comes down to us externalizing our value instead of internalizing it, and that's why all this stuff is is very esoteric and like metaphysical. Because even if you read the tax codes, a W-2 employee, like just an employee, you can't be trusted to handle your own finances. Your taxes are withheld. But when you're a corporation or a trust, when you're an owner, when you're an employer, you're on the honor system. You have to see, but you report, and it's up to you to know and deem what and how you need to pay or not, or what credits you're owed or not. And I think what that points to is that like most people don't know how to assess their own value without going out, getting a job, and having someone assess that value for them. Because that's the underlying problem here. Because unless we as a collective deal with that we have intrinsic value, that all this other shit is hypothecated on, and not vice versa, we will end up in the same position. Because if we're externalizing value, then people think they can afford value because they don't think it's inside of themselves. I know I'm getting kind of out there, but you know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
And and the same thing with all this. Like, if you're going to use this stuff, own them. Really know them enough to own them. Like, look into if you're going to use UCC, look into UCC 8-507. It's called Duties of Securities Intermediaries that comply with entitlement order, and that can help people out a lot. They're wondering how to enforce anything, how to deal with any kind of account, and their place in that trust relationship, because everything operates according to the law of trust. And just to clear up a little stuff about the UCC, because I hear a lot of people have questions about the UCC, and some people are like, use UCC, and some people are like, stay away from UCC, it's demonic. And UCC isn't even a legal document. If you read their literature, all it is a record, and it establishes relationships. You don't have to put like a monetary lien on things. It's just putting on the record what you're doing in the public, and that's it. And so, but know what you're putting on that thing, so you don't lien yourself or doing a lien the wrong way and trying to lien some official and get like an entire county wanting to like wreck you. But a lot of the old ways of teaching this UCC stuff was to lean the all caps name. And all I'll say is I don't like talking about process and stuff and whatever on air and stuff like this, but that's not how I did my UCC. And that's not the only way to do it. So that being said, and that being said, I look at the UCC is exactly what as far as the UCC 1s and 3s is exactly as they're titled, financing statements. They're records for accounting, because if you want to be a creditor, you keep your own books. If you don't, then you trust the government. You trust the government to keep your books and your ledgers, and then you adhere to their rules.
Yep.
But that's it.
No, I appreciate it. It's good. So I appreciate you sharing those the different info and getting out your ideas there. It's awesome.
It's a pleasure, brother. Thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, thank you, man. All right. Well, appreciate it, and I'm gonna move on to the next caller. But thanks, man.
Thank you.
801.
Hello, Mike. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, great. Hey, I got a few topics. I watched a video this morning that President Trump put out. Reform happening in the United States that quite a few citizens are involved with, that the media isn't talking about, and eventually, sooner than later, they will be forced to talk about it. It was about a 2-minute video, and I can't find it again. It's on YouTube. Coming quick. You know what that is? They got to set a budget for next year. That's the end of this fiscal year.
Yeah.
That's the first day of the next fiscal year for the budget for a government to operate next year.
Yeah, every year we get a song and dance.
Yeah. But with Trump's speeches to run for president of Making America Great and coming up with money, and if you've looked, Congress has already voted on a $700 billion military package. Passed it. Number 3 would be, it's kind of in the NASARA groupage with payouts of this money. Could you imagine this, Mike? Imagine if they grouped the payout of the total funds. Say we run the Federal Reserve, done. Yep. They're no longer in business. All that money still remains. Even though it is federal money, Federal Reserve Bank money, it belongs to the corporation.
Well, yeah.
Well, once they've been accosted and convicted, that money's still going to remain. Yeah. What makes the value of money is 50% of that is trust.
Yeah. Yep.
Any money anywhere in the world has to have the trust of the people.
Yep.
In order to make value of that.
Yeah, you're spot.
Yeah, I mean,
you're spot on there.
Imagine the payout, like the one gentleman was saying. Absolutely, I'm not after. I've budgeted for everything. Every single one of my attempts has been returned. Even I show you right now the proof of $68,000 paid on my $23,000 Toyota. It's paid in full on my accounting records given to me by Toyota Financial, but I still owe on it. I have no way to prove that that bank account is mine, and they received the money on their own. They've showed that they applied it successfully to my account. They zeroed it out and then, returned it, as we all know. But imagine this: if we put the Federal Reserve out and that money still remains, and we haven't got any more money for us in the United States. We're the only citizens in the world in a country that don't own our own currency. Every other country owns their own currency. Their people own theirs. But the countries are forced money in order to buy goods, oil, food, hard goods for their country from other country to country.
Right.
So we take that money that has the faith of other people in the world that's starting to fail now. Like a couple of countries have kicked the Federal Reserve out of their country, but they were utilizing the Federal Reserve dollar. The people, the boots on the ground, was using that money. And they have now kicked them out of their country and went back to their currency.
And you know something about that? Something about all those countries that have kicked the Federal Reserve out?
They're all doing better now.
Well, every country that messes with the Federal Reserve within a few months, we're either at war with terrorism, increasing all of a sudden at the snap of a finger, or there's some kind of disaster that occurs.
A high percentage of them. Panama did it 2 years ago. Panama kicked the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve has been, and we built the Panama Canal 2 years ago. Panama kicked the good. Don't want your money no more, and they reunited their currency with their GDP and everything to the point where they're doing great now. Panama is coming out of the red and going into the black. But here's my suggestion: instead of the utilization of each independent person saying, "I want this amount because that's what it shows that I have in there," guaranteed that every person of age could have enough to pay their bills, house, because we all know that the mortgage is the biggest fraud as the Federal Reserve. Yep. Okay, so everyone will be guaranteed a house from the age of 20 to 30. Every age group from 30 to 40 is going to be allowed a little more access to them accounts, and 40 to 50 a little more, 50 to 60 a little more, 60 and above we end Social Security. That one gentleman that Social Security gone away because we're going to utilize all this money now. 60 and on up, that is there, so they'll have access above all for their retirement. Because I'm an old guy for sure. I'm reaching that point of 60 years old, and I've witnessed the people that turn 65 retired, and they work their entire life from the age of 10 years old and paid into the system. They hit 65, they retire, they're not living their gold. Few do. There's a lot that enjoy their elderly age, but they're not living the golden years like they were promised by putting into the system. I mean, it's something that I've heard that came out that, like I said, that corresponds with NESARA. And what I've been watching for NESARA, for those that don't know, that's the number one on NESARA was debt forgiveness worldwide to wipe out poverty completely. And if this happened by the end of by October 1st, ability of ending poverty throughout the whole entire United States by December 31st of 2017, period. You ain't gonna see no more people veterans standing on the corner of Walmart with a sign.
Yep.
Another thing was somebody was the very first time that I heard Harvey, he talked about the power of attorney for yourself over these accounts. That's something I haven't heard anything else about since. Is that power of attorney is a simple. I mean, that's part of this process to attach you as a human being to that corporate entity. I mean, the subsidiary corporation that the Corporation Federal Reserve Bank has developed for you and utilize your name in all capital letters for this account. If you have power of attorney over your corporate account, you now have legal documentation to show that you own that. And it basically comes down to the same thing. Think about this. In the last year, we've witnessed Wells Fargo, Chase Manhattan, people in them banks were promised promotions and all types of incentive if they opened more accounts. Well, by opening more accounts, they were doing it. You deposit $600 in Wells Fargo. I call it something different, but Wells Fargo just paid millions of dollars in fines for opening accounts when somebody deposited $600 and opened an account. Then they took part of that money and opened another account you didn't even know about.
Oh yeah, there's
just to up the percentage of that. That's the same exact thing.
There's more today too.
Federal Reserve has done down our knowledge, but they had us sign for them. And what Wells Fargo did is they had us sign for the original account, and then they used that to open a second account, which is basically in the same thing. It's still against law. The problem is the Fed owns our government officials. I just hope they don't own Trump so that we can get to the bottom of this.
And there's more on Wells Fargo today, brother. There's an article on the Intel Dinar Chronicles today about Wells Fargo is a serial corporate criminal that has screwed over millions of Americans. Wells Fargo continued to tangle itself in scandal last week. The bank admitted it forced redundant car insurance on more than 800,000 car loan borrowers, earning the company $73 million in ill-gotten gains, while causing 250,000 delinquencies and 25,000 wrongful auto repossessions. That's just, yeah, that company is corrupt to the core, man.
Absolutely. A colleague of mine that I sat down with the bank president and we went through everything. He told me, well, give me 6 months to find that. I told him, when you find it, shove it up your ass. I don't want it. I don't need it. I told my wife, you go withdraw every penny out of our account right now and close it. He told me I couldn't do that. I said, you sit right there and don't move and watch us do it. And I've never went back to him yet. But and as far as I know, they kept that $680 on a trip to take my kids to Disneyland in Nevada on the way in a rental van. No money to get home on that. Wires money, yeah. So Wells Fargo, my opinion, period. That website that you just mentioned, I've been there a couple of times. I'm not too interested in a lot of things there because, like you've already stated, you prove something to me, and I'll come back. But if you're just going to give me your opinion, then it's that's a little bit different. I might check your opinion out and see if it backs up. If it's factual, you bet I'm going to go back there. I haven't seen too many facts come from there, though.
Yeah, I've had the same problem. Something like that article, that's one thing, because there's there's a lot of these websites that are being put. A lot of people jump on and push fact. There are more opinions than fact, and people got to discern the difference between opinion and fact.
But here's something on the good side. In accordance with those websites, they talk about the at Zim with interest rate.
You there?
$100 trillion. I own one. It cost me 32 Federal Reserve dollars to buy $100 trillion bill that was printed by Zimbabwe, and they just used that money because that $100 trillion bill wouldn't even buy you a loaf of bread. It came to the point where they have $100 million bills. But what my point is, back on they actually give debt forgiveness to Zimbabwe 100%. And according to the articles coming from Zimbabwe, they're getting prepared to back their currency now with gold. Now, I've studied the gold content of around the world. If you went with what was underground, Zimbabwe could be one of the richest countries in the world for a long time. Earlier, they hold some of the largest gold mines. They hold some of the only world. But their government has control of the miners, and they're now stockpiling that in preparation to back their currency with gold, silver, diamonds, their GDP, but about to come to the end, other than like the last guy was just talking about the UCC. The way I look at the UCC, it's the directional handbook of how to put together that thing that you just bought. It's only, that's identical to our tax code. There is no laws in our tax code. It's a how-to book. When you buy your kids a toy, you also get a directional how-to book to put it together. You see, UCC handbook has nothing to do basically with law. It's only a how-to. To follow the directions of the system that has now failed us.
But the problem is
miserably.
also with the UCC is that filing a UCC incorrectly can land you in jail. And then once you file a UCC, if you do not basically religiously follow certain moves, I guess,
under the current system is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. But what I'm saying, under the current system, that's part of Federal Reserve.
Same problem.
Fraudulent acts that they have done. The UCC is there to make sure that they can catch people like the regular citizen, the guy, the boots on the ground, to stop from being able to do what they're doing. Because if everybody could do what they were doing, we'd be out. They would be out.
Yep.
So they make a directional handbook. They pay our congressman to pass that as a still not a law, to say, well, if you do this, then you are bound by it and you can go to prison for it. That's the old system. Part of Nasara says all written laws will be neglected from the books. The only law that will be in existence is the original organic constitution, and all laws from that day forward that are written have to be in the understanding of the ability of a second grade law. Just two laws that everybody could understand. You get pulled over by a cop now, he can go through the whole entire thing and pretty much lose everybody. You're going to shut up, you're going to listen, and you're going to go to jail just like he says. Well, if you could understand the law, because it's as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3, as easy as this system that Harvey has put out to us, you're not going to have that type of revenue create power. I mean, under our cities that are all incorporated, that are all in our government that was incorporated. And I believe that's the reason this is all happening, because of February of last year, supposedly the incorporation of the United States of America, incorporated, went bankrupt.
Oh,
they have. There
we've
is a book. I haven't read the book that shows all corporations in the world are listed, and as of last year, the United States was deleted from that book because they went bankrupt. And they're defunct right now. Trump is coming up with new monies to create in the United States for infrastructure to bring back jobs and business, and I believe he's going to be able to do this once he gets rid of the Federation. No other president to this point has done it. One president actually wrote a presidential bill stating the state government can no longer do business with the Federal Reserve Bank. Not one president since then has acted. President John F. Kennedy wrote. He made it law. They could no longer do business with them. It's already written in law. I was born the day he was killed. Threw my mom into labor and I was born. But I've studied him throughout my life just because, it was interesting to me. That's the day I was born. School, you bet. I'm going to do it on that president.
Yeah.
I had it memorized, but I'm getting old now. That was 54 years ago, so I don't remember the actual numbers that presidential order was written. I want to say 11131, I believe was what it was. But yeah, a lot of things I think are coming to a head this year, and it's because of the BRICS nations, because of the AIIB bank that they have installed, which is identical to the World Bank for world settlements. Actually opened up the Shanghai Gold Exchange. They're checking gold on a 24-hour basis now. Yeah, so I mean, the rest of the world heard a couple of world citizens, you need to wake up around you and take the United States away from you. That's on a way for your family. It goes to the point that it's just fantastic to hear the rest of the world is now going to step up and become international. Even if that I forget her name, and in Washington they've done something illegal, that has no bearing on it. The bearing is that the Federal Reserve is in their countries the same as they're in ours. They're doing the same thing to them people. They've done the same thing to everybody in the world so far. It's time to eliminate that power structure and through history, Mike, go back clear past to the Egyptians. There's always been one group of men that are in charge of the money system. And every single solitary group or organization or country has failed. There is no country that hasn't failed.
Yeah.
It's about time that the people take over the financial end of all countries and make each and every individual person in each and every individual country that they can all see, hold, touch, feel, and we can all achieve great things from that point on. We eliminate poverty, eliminate the need for welfare system. This can all be eliminated if you take the money away from the small group of men that run the world and they've had long enough. And
yep.
They've completely failed us.
And it's
time to give the money to the citizens and let them have a chance to eliminate these right now.
That's exactly it, man, and that's the message I'm trying to, because in the beginning, of course, it was new. I found out about this, I researched it, and then it was working, and I wanted to shout it from the top of my lungs because there was a lot of people. I knew it. I knew it was going to wake. I knew it was going to wake people up. But now seeing that the way they're playing and seeing the way things are going, it's I realized that there's a bigger end to this. There's a bigger mission than just to get these accounts. I mean, we can get these accounts but even if it's just a handful of people got their accounts, okay? What about the other millions of people that have no clue and they are suffering day in and day out? And it seems, there's some people that were like, well, they're too stupid. Forget them. If they can't figure out how to do this or how to do that, then they should be left in the dust. No, everybody. Yeah.
Here's how I see that, Mike. I feel that even the owners of the Federal Reserve should have an opportunity to have our grace. Even the guys that are on there saying we're all going to jail for this and all of that, excuse my French, but bullshit. I have the feeling that we need to include them also. We need to include and have to slap the blinders off of them and say, look, we're here to help you, not to lead you to jail. That's the old system. You need to wake up and start learning the new system. The system that's going to empower every individual to be the best they can be in the world. And then we have to implement that so that we can never, ever again have a small group of men in charge of all of us, enslave all of us.
Yeah.
Even the Rothschild plays for them in the new system. I'm sorry to say, some people will hate me for that, but I love everyone. I love y'all. I mean, that's my favorite signature. I love you all. You can't. I understand some people's crimes, but you know what I mean? Even God said there is forgiveness for all.
And there is forgiveness. I love everybody, equally, and I think that instead of just for the ones that were enough to see the writing on the wall with this, it should not be just for ourselves. We should be worrying about this being for the benefit of all and excluding none.
Absolutely.
Now, that being said, at the same time, though, AKA the Rothschilds and the criminals that are at the highest levels, they need to be punished. They cannot just walk away scot-free.
Absolutely.
There needs to be justice, because this has been years. Think of how many Americans have died between all of their wars
What is the war cry from Harvey? Motu proprio.
Yeah, motu proprio.
You stand on your own feet and you are judged for what you do. You repent or you pay the penalty for your crimes. Motu proprio for you, because you have the opportunity, the same as every one of us, to make this world a better place than it was when it was handed over to us. Period. And if you don't do that, like the Rothschilds, take advantage of that ability that they have had to make this place a better place, instead of through them cattle, them sheep. I'm more worried about just my family keeping control of this for thousands of years to come, like they already have for thousands of years. Then, them are the ones that may need to be taken out of the new system and completely shackled and handcuffed like they have done to us for the rest of their life. But, if they're willing to, whatever you want to call it, repent or pay their price for the crime they've done, and then give them the opportunity to step back up, and highly intelligent individuals, obviously, they've enslaved the entire world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? what better way to learn how to do home security than from a cat burglar? You know.
This is true, man. It's definitely true.
But I'll let somebody else get on there. I just come back from going and celebrating life for the death of one of my family members. So I've been out of it for 3 or 4 days, and
my condolences.
Tell you, sir, I've watched you from the very beginning. I was probably one of the first 50 people on Harvey Dent to listen to that day, and since that point, I have listened to him every day. I've listened to you every day, but the last 4 days, and I've been in a puddle of tears. I'm a 6'1", 280-pound guy. I've worked out all my life, and I've been huddled with people that are little frail, and I was the biggest ball baby there. And it wasn't even a human that passed away. It was one of a family animal. It's going to take me another even. Yeah.
That can be one of the hardest.
So Mike, I love what you've done. I love you, and I love you guys all.
Yeah, we all love you too, brother. Thank you.
Power to the people.
That's right, man.
Sure. Okay.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. That was a good call. Thank you very much. 662. You're up.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. My name's Leon. I'm calling from Mississippi.
Awesome.
I'm a pretty young guy, man. I'm only 28-year-old, but I read a lot, man. I like to seek knowledge, and I ran across this maybe a week ago.
Yep.
And I'm a strong believer in the shit that's going on, like with the government and the way that they're setting the system up, and it's been set up for their slaves. It's 100% true.
That they've set up a slave debt system? Is that what you're asking? If that's true?
Yes.
Yeah, it most certainly is a slave debt system. We are the backing for their fiat currency. I mean, you have to have something that is backing that currency. We're the collateral.
Wow. So, like the thing where it's saying it started with the birth certificate, that's correct also?
Well, yeah. I mean, it started back when they took the gold away. All right. We were already slaves before that, but when they took the gold away, even more so. Your mother signs your birth certificate, signs the paperwork, then you're given a birth certificate with a number. That number is then
correct.
That number is then used. They open up bonds and trade on your person because you are the backing for that paper currency, being that there is no more gold, there is no more backing. So traded upon, and that's what gives it the value.
Wow. That's so even me being 28 years old, I probably have a high value account somewhere too, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can go and look it up on Fidelity. You can look it up on GMEI.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they used to have a tool on the Treasury Direct site, but they took that down. Too many people were finding their accounts.
Right. I know you may not be allowed to give me like complete directions on where to start or anything like that, but if there's anywhere you could point me to that would give me further directions about what I could do, because man, I understand like it's hard, man. I have 2 sons and my mom's a cancer patient, bro. So if there's anything that I could do to make myself better and my family better, I would do it. But like I say, I know you're not probably allowed or comfortable with giving out fully directions to that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've openly said over and over recently that personally, I'm kind of backing away from telling people how and telling people to use the account. The biggest thing that you can do to help yourself and help everybody else is to hop on board and start calling to the media. Start putting out your own videos, start raising awareness, because the quicker everybody becomes awake and aware, that's the quicker that this slave debt system will be blown apart, and then we will see some real change. But I mean, for now, I mean, you got Heather Tucci and Randy Bean locked up, federal prison. And
yeah, I seen that with Heather.
Yeah, and you know, there is, especially like you saw on the other side of it too. If you do use the account and you do get reversals, you may end up getting extra charges on your accounts, which then in turn is going to put you in a tougher position, because then those bills you're already having, you know, trouble with, you're going to have a larger bill to pay.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying it's ultimately up to you whether or not you use the account. Individual decision everybody has to make for themselves. But the best thing that you can do is go through, you know, playlists on the history. I've got a bunch of different playlists on all the proof and information on these accounts. There's a lot of people out there that are putting up a lot of good information as well. You know, go on YouTube, look up the, you know, the history of these accounts, look up the history of the Federal Reserve, and plug yourself in and start gaining, you know, the knowledge. And once you have the knowledge, then you can make the best decision for yourself. You know what I mean? That's the most important, the knowledge, having the knowledge, and then you can make that choice. But the more people we have making noise, the more people we have, you know, going and telling their brother, their sister, their neighbor, their cousin, their aunt, their uncle, and sharing it on Facebook, and sharing it there.
My close relatives.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do, man, is sharing it far and wide, sharing it on Facebook. You know, I've told everybody, I have no problem with anybody, you know, embedding my, you know, you just click on the URL for my video and you can plug it in anywhere, and it'll come up. So share it. It'll raise.
I already subscribe to your page. So I'm definitely be following you and doing more research behind this. And I had seen a little thing pop up on my YouTube where you was let me just see if I can call in and see if it's real. And it's been a pleasure speaking with you, man.
Oh yeah, no, thank you. And like I said, check out the different videos. I don't know if you know how to do like screencasting, but I did a video for those that really, you know, don't mess around too much on the computer, haven't really used the screencasting. That way you can do, you know, the same thing I do, where I'm going over the different documents, or I'm going over different videos and then giving my own thoughts with it. That way you can get your opinions out. You can use that to record your calls to the media. You can use that to record your calls to, you know, the Federal Reserve. That's the best thing you can do. But as far as history on the accounts, if you're already subscribed to me, I'm gonna have some really good eye-opening videos coming out. I would have already had one out tonight, but I screwed up on the formatting of it. And basically I'm pulling some of the best, you know, informational sources out there and plugging them all into like, you know, large videos that then give a lot of information to really awaken people.
Okay. All right. I have one more question, man. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
I have the trust document.
Yeah, I would hold off on that.
And don't mess with that yet.
No, I would wait. I'd wait until we see what happens with Heather and Randy before you go doing all that.
Okie dokie. I sure will.
That's just me. It's nothing against you know, Heather or anybody else. It's just I would strongly recommend waiting, because there was a lot of promises and a lot of things that were supposed to happen, and that was all leading, you know, that was all directly when that trust document came out, and then basically when all this disclosure was supposed to happen the next day. Heather got arrested, so I would just wait and make sure that everything pans out well on that regard beforehand, and that document actually does what it's supposed to.
All right. I appreciate that information, man, and you have a blessed night.
All right, you too, brother.
Yes, sir. Nice talking to you.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Welcome. Armani. Back again. What's up, brother? Armani? All right, I don't think he's there. 704.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. This is kind of, it keeps blanking in and out. This is Sparkles from North Carolina.
Hi.
As you know, a lot of people say I'm a newbie and stuff like this, but I actually have heard about this, years ago in 2012. But really didn't pay any attention to it. So within the past week or so, I've been diligently researching and studying and stuff. Heard everything about Heather, and I actually spoke with Ryan, that is one of their persons. He works with them. Give me, like, my question is, because there's a lot of YouTube videos about different things. The adhesion, if I'm pronouncing it right, adhesion contract. The contract agreement made to the Social Security Administration. Would that have any to where us using until we are, claiming it as ours, like basically as far as like sovereignty? And that it's not like actually ours based on this contract that they had made up.
Right. Technically,
with the Social Security Administration.
Yeah, technically they own the Social Security number. They assign the number to the cattle or slaves, if basically your barcode. Now you're asking if before we claim our number as our own, claim our own
right.
natural man or woman, and own our straw man. Is that what you're asking? If we can access it before doing so? I mean,
right.
the
well, I know we can.
The
technical,
the technical answer, can you? I mean, yeah, you can. We all can, and we all should be able to. And I mean, to me, I'm not going to play their game at this point. After doing so much of, after looking so far into all the different avenues, I'm done playing their game. I'm not playing their game. I'm not gonna, because they intentionally set traps, no matter which way you go. And if you don't follow on any avenue you go down, then you have the potential of getting. So no matter what, you play their game, and yeah, you go and you claim your straw man, and you claim ownership of your Social Security number and all that. You could still end up, with the same charges as if you don't claim it. So, I mean, to me, it's like it's about, is it really worth doing all that, or is it more worth standing up and saying, you know what, screw their game, I'm not playing it. I'm gonna try to get as many people to wake up, and if we get enough people, then their game goes out the window. That's where I'm at.
Right. completely on board with that. I wasn't, you know, because I read about it, so it didn't deter me anyway. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, go forward with all the groups and, you know, watching your YouTube channels and stuff like that. No, of course, I'm gonna stand strong and do what I have to do for all humanity and for myself and my kids. So I completely agree with that. Second question is, now on my birth certificate, I have 2 middle names, right? And like I said, I've you know tried. I've used a couple, you know, route numbers and stuff like that, what have you. I've gotten threatening calls. Somebody called me from some other country. My interpretation was, I don't know if he was cussing me out or threatening me. He just said some stuff and hung up the phone. So it kind of made me nervous, but I'm like, you know, I'm not even gonna worry about it. But as far as like using it, and I know like the guy just was on the phone, was asking all this. I already know all that. So on my new Social Security card, it only has 1 middle name, but I was given 2 middle names.
Mm-hmm.
So if I potentially choose to continue to research and use it, in your opinion, do you think that it may have an effect on things working or not working because I'm only putting the 1 middle name that they have on my new number? Should I use my complete name that's actually on my birth certificate?
I would use the one on your birth certificate. I don't think it goes off of the Social Security card. I think it goes off your birth certificate. So, because your birth certificate would have your name in. Yeah, I'd go off your birth certificate. It's got both middle names. Or, I mean, try it. See which one.
That's been really like unsettling for me.
I've used it with because on my Social Security card, it does, and I've used it. I haven't seen like a difference either way between it.
Okay. Because something was, you know, over me, like maybe I should use like what my name actually is instead of what they got on my Social Security card. And this is the only one that's ever just had just 1 middle name. So I was kind of curious about if I should try it. I haven't tried it yet, but I will think about doing it next time. But love, determination, everybody on this page, everybody out here is trying, and you know, success or not success, but just the determination to fight and fight and fight. I appreciate it, and thank you so much.
And thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate all your positive feedback and you know, everything that you just added to the live stream. For your support.
Always.
All right. Thank you. Answer this last caller, and then I'm gonna go and documents and try to at least get the other video edited the right way tonight, so I can release it tomorrow for you guys. Let's see, 773.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. Hey, no, you're doing what you're doing. I'm banking with USAA, and I want to ask you a question, if it's okay.
Sure. You said you're a banker with USAA?
Yes, I'm banking with USAA, and actually, after all the stuff that I learned with you all, and I'm trying to support you and liking videos and stuff. I don't have any social media accounts, but I'm just trying to spread the news through my neighborhood. And the reason for the call is they actually shut down my account. Are you there?
Yep, I'm listening.
Okay. No, the reason why I'm actually like, I was like, was it stupid of me? You be honest. Don't hold back. Was it stupid of me to actually
go through and try with them after all the stuff that I knew and the stuff that I've been listening to? Like I shouldn't have not tried it.
You're asking if you should have not tried it or you should have tried it. Sorry.
No, should have not NOT.
No, I mean if you tried it, I wouldn't like sit there and worry about it. Over 1 million people that have found out about these accounts.
Yes, I know that.
And probably used it. So I really would not like. I wouldn't stress about it. There's no fear, man. No fear. You know, going forward, that's a personal decision whether or not you want to continue using it. I'm personally just trying to give a word of caution what's going on with the legal matters with Heather and Randy. And then not only that, but just if you've had a bunch of reversals until we figure out how to really correctly get the accounts, that way you're not racking up a whole bunch of extra charges with these accounts and causing yourself, headaches. That's all. I mean, it's not that you've done anything.
No, I totally understand.
Yeah, you haven't done anything
I'm sorry,
wrong.
Go ahead. You finish first. Go ahead.
Yeah, you haven't done anything wrong or anything, man. So I wouldn't worry about that.
No, I totally believe you, and I support you here. We're in Chicago. We're loving the fact what you're doing, and we're loving the fact that you are bringing awareness to the people. No, I did it, and the first time they actually told me that my account number was wrong, and then after they told me my account number was wrong, they redid it, and then they just froze the account, and then some other stuff that I did. And I just don't want to do that. I just want to get everyone aware so they can't believe that I'm on the phone, not on the computer, and they can't believe that I got through. So I thank you. I'm not going to hold you up. I just want you to know we support you and we understand, and we're with the movement. And if you got anyone here in Chicago with your Facebook page or whatever else, have them put something out with non-Facebook users or something where we can tune in and be a part of the movement so we can support it.
You're talking Facebook, you want to get involved?
Not really, because I don't have a Facebook page, but I know you said something about you set up to try to be more active.
Yeah.
But we want to be involved. We want to be involved with the movement.
Okay. Yeah, we do have a Facebook. I'm trying to work on getting a website up, in which case you guys will be able to, and that'll be for like the, just the channel, like the shows that I do, and I'll keep doing the same thing, covering alternative news and bringing awareness and trying to help everybody out. So as soon as I get that up and running, then I will have like a member section with blogs where you guys will be able to have like your own little communities. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I'm working on right now to help bring unity in community. So
okay, I got it. And you have actually, I see the thing where it says you're making a donation. I appreciate everything you're doing, Mike. Continue to do it, and good job.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Welcome.
To the next customer. I'm done.
Okay. I'm actually, you're the last caller, so I'm done for the calls now. So.
Okay.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Q&A session is over. All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
So, just to keep
Today's session has started.
Quiet. All right, you guys are asking about the Stop the Pirates blogspot stuff. This guy was somehow related to Stop the Pirates blogspot. It's Tim. Hold on a second here. Self-proclaimed president of an area sovereign citizen group. Sentenced to serve 18 years federal prison today after being convicted in 10 counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States. James Timothy Turner partner, also known as affiliated with Stop the Pirates blogspot. That's who I was talking about, just to clarify. Yeah, this guy was one of the creators of all the documents on Stop the Pirates blogspot. I can show. I got to track down all the actual other information on it, and I can put it in a video or something for you guys. But yeah, he was like one of the creators of all those documents that are being shared at or purchased at the Stop the Pirates blogspot. So I did a Q&A session for the conference call. Can you guys, if you want to, if you have any direct questions for me, just put a hashtag in front of it. And here, actually, I'll put that on the here for you guys. Just put a hashtag, and then I'll, as you can see, I took my hat off, so don't make fun of my hair, right? Where is it? Let me pull that up. Yeah, my fro going on. Let me pull this page up. I wanted you guys to be able to see this real quick. Okay. So that should getting a pro UCC. What are you talking about? Like drew on it? I mean, I'm not entirely positive that it doesn't matter where you get it. That's the thing. It's not just as simple as doing the UCC paperwork, getting that done properly, and then you're all golden. I will be doing a video as soon as I have all the information. Like I said, trying to something like UCC and some of these other routes are so complex that it doesn't matter how much research the more you're researching, the more you realize, wow, there's a lot more to it, you know. So once, did it not pull it up? It didn't. Hold on. Once I get a definitive cache of information on it, I will make that available. But with the info I give to you guys tomorrow, starting tomorrow, that's just going to be part of it. You guys will have a lot more information there. Let's see. Hold on. Why is this doing this? I'm trying to get this to you guys. Hold on. I have to pull this in another window. That's what I got to do. There we go. All right. All right. Okay. Sorry. All right, let me take a look at your guys' stuff here. Ignorance and bliss is bliss. Yeah, I hear you. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I'd rather I'd rather know what I know. Like I said, though, I've been down the rabbit hole. The first, I guess you could say, I really became. First time when I first started waking up was back in like 2005, 2004 when I saw the video Loose Change 2 on 9. Then I got really into it around 2011. I started really digging. Let's see. What's up, buddy? Got your email address and sending over all of the calls and transactions have approved, not reversed. Nice. Why did I see the download from this? Did I see the download from this Mason guy? He's charging 150 for it. Did you send? When did you send it to me? Did you send it today, or did you send it? Because like literally, I have like several thousand emails, and that's why I know people were getting really kind of frustrated, but I don't have like secretary or nothing. It's just me, so it takes me a little while to get through them all. That's why I'm still have more. I mean, I've only got part of the documents out of there, and now I've got whatever I got into from my email to my computer. Now I'm organizing those into files, and then I'm putting those files into the Dropbox. That's what I'm working on. Let's see. Check out and befriend Autumn DJ Bay Works. I'll check him out. If you can, email me his link. When I answer questions on live stream, could I please read them out loud so those listening after live? I do, but I think maybe I'm talking low and not realizing it when I'm reading. I keep meaning to try to be better about that. You seem legit and honest, Mike. Please distance yourself from Harvey. Too late, Mike. Ha ha ha. Thing is, people are out here. So Ozark was sentenced to 18 years after convicted in March on charge of conspiracy to defraud. Yeah, he was but he was affiliated with the Stop the Pirates from all the paperwork from there. I have documents of it. I just gotta pull them up. That'll be in some of the document dump too, because I have a tab that's warnings. That's warnings for UCC and that kind of stuff. And all the bases. I'm making several different folders. I really want to make sure I get you guys as much information as I possibly can. That's what I'm trying to do. X Mason. Yeah, I remember the name. I don't know when you sent it to me. If you did, then I would have looked at it and more than likely responded. The last 2 days I haven't been responding because I'm just trying to pull all that information between making 30-something feet, then trying to pull all this information and get it on the Dropbox. Oh, Mike, so yeah, I read that one. Already using their funds, but they're silenced. What was the fictitious financial instrument? Not positive on what the instrument was. I can pull up his actual paperwork for the arrest. This is all consuming all I do. This is all consuming all I do. So cryptic. Mike, has any of the news companies contacted me? No, not even so much as a phone call. Take down notes so I have whatever is available. Yeah, I do take down. I record. Well, on these I get the calls, so I have copies of them from the calls, the audio, and then as far as like the emails and all that, like I said, I download all the documents and to my computer, and then I move them based off of, I organize them based off of what they are and put them in folders for those subjects, and then archive the old emails. I sent it to you 2 days ago. Okay, if it was 2 days ago, I may not have read it yet. That's probably about to where I'm getting to now. Like I said, there's several thousand emails in there. Literally my phone doesn't even last like half a day with a brand new Galaxy anymore, because I've got so much information, like the push alerts. I got to turn them off or something because it's just draining my battery. When I answer, do we obtain a secure email address? You don't have to obtain a secure email address. I mean, you may want to for your own personal, but here's the thing. I mean, we already know that they spy on everything, you know. But because I hear a lot of people talking about Facebook. Oh, Facebook is watching us. Yeah, okay, but are you going to live your life in fear? Are you going to still allow them to use fear to control you? Because that's exactly what it is. Do you think that those all of those news reports are put all over the mainstream media just because they want to warn you? No, it's because they get off on fear. That's how they control the masses, is by fear. That's the source of their power, is fear. As long as you're fearing them, you're letting them control you. You have to let go of the fear and not worry about all of that. I mean, there gets to a point where you put your foot in the dirt and you say, no, I'm not afraid, and I'm going to make a difference. I'm making a stand, you know? It's the whole thing, damn. I mean, if you want to use a secure email address, go ahead. I mean, I'm using Gmail just because it's easy. I really don't care what they see. I'm not doing anything wrong. So to me, I just don't care. I'm done with the fear. I'm not saying that the Pirates Blogspot isn't good info. Not at all. No, they have good info. I'm just saying. I have not endorsed any UCC1, or I haven't endorsed anything. I'm not going to give an endorsement until I know for certain. And there's so much to it. There's so much that goes into understanding all of these methods completely. And you know, I can't endorse anything at this time. Just the Pirates Blogspot does have like good info on it, but I just put that. I wanted to make sure that people were aware that actually was emailed to me from a viewer who, you know, after that first conference call was wanted to, you know, be able to give everybody a heads up, and she wanted me to pass that along. So she gave me some links. I checked it all out, and it was in fact true. If anyone can please help me with how to get started and how I can access my account, actually see what it's worth. Well, Bandit, first thing I'd recommend is I do not jump right in and start making payments. I would go watch my video on secret. I think it's called Secret. Find out how much you're worth. Or more proof account. Secret accounts are real. Find out how much you're worth. Then there's another one that says find out how much you're worth. It'll show you the Fidelity and GMEI utility, and you plug in your information there, and it'll tell you your accounts that are being traded on your numbers. Aha, you read it. Thank you. Yeah, you do it under your breath. Hard to make out what you're saying. Yeah, it's just a habit when I'm reading. This download is really detailed, 2 pages with all instructions and URLs to everything. Which download? Oh, the one you sent? If you really want to help, or if you want help or free hosting, yeah, I appreciate that. Someone bought it from this Mason person and then shared it on Levitate. Yeah. All or just some of it is bad. It's not that I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just letting you guys know it's not. That's the thing with all of these routes. They're not foolproof, and it's different for every person. And then not only that, it's not just that you fill out this paperwork and get that done successfully without a problem and then never have a problem. It's a constant battle. You have to constantly be aware of the actions and decisions that you make after doing it. Mike put the Facebook page has a file section available to the administrator at the top of the page if you care to use it. Yeah, we do have files in there. And then Stacy is an admin on there helping me out. I've been putting up links to stuff. But the Dropbox is also easier because then I just put the link in the timeline. And then I can also use the same link for the YouTube videos for everybody. Is that a secured server? I once heard, Julie. Server email. My email, okay. Have you seen the report on what the Pope did? What's your view on it? Which thing that the Pope did? The Pope's done a lot of things. He's made a lot of declarations and laws. Is there something like in the last day or two that you're talking about? Not positive. There's the ability to encrypt. Yes, you're right. So Blogspot is not legit. I didn't say it wasn't legit. I'm just saying that you gotta be careful with anything you do. That's all. I just for when I put up that information from Vanessa, I made sure to tell everybody that I was not promoting it or condoning it or whatever, or endorsing it, I should say. Then when I received that email, I needed to make sure that I let you guys know I can't, being I'm putting out different information, I can't put one side of the information and not the other. That wouldn't be right for me to do. These news companies know better than to dig somewhere where they're, yeah, it's really ridiculous. But at the other hand, we need to have a lot of people calling there. I'm a little disappointed because I thought I was going to see a lot of videos of people calling, and that's what the whole point is. It's not just to call them; it's to have a lot of video of people calling them. That's the proof. That's the whole point. Taking, screencasting it or recording yourself calling them, and then putting it into our putting it into that playlist. That way, we have something to bring people that people will see and say, okay, well, there's this many people calling. Why did I never hear about it? I watched a video earlier. They said anything with a signature can be issued a QSIP and be used as a financial instrument. That's crazy because there are a lot of things that require signatures. Yeah. Virtually all are Masons, so they'll only give you half to 3/4 truths. So you'll get some truth from Stop the Pirates, but only part of the picture. You have to watch everyone to piece it together. That's very true. doing this for over a decade. I'm going to be cutting the stream here shortly so I can go back to getting those documents up and trying to get that video ready for release. It's going to help a lot of people. I have a question I'd like to ask you that I don't want to post in public. Email it. Go to the About section of my YouTube. Under the About tab, there's my emails, the different ones. If it's like a story or a tip, send it to the tips. If it's about the Facebook or the community outreach, send it to the divisions. If it's just normal email, send it to the regular Stop the Cast Now 07 at Gmail. All the news agencies are run by the elites. Yep. Visions management. What kind of username is that? Don, email Mike. Texas Cash. He sticks out his tongue. What? Where is that? I know, Mike, I know Harvey should be the one to answer this, but why did he print on his video, there are no secret accounts? What video? Which video is that, Alpha? Don't forget about convicted on all 19 counts was to get sentenced. Winston Shrout. Yeah. Anyone try ACH Fedwire right into their checking yet? Tex Mason, he's probably talking about. So do I file anything to claim my account before I use to pay off my debt? Yeah, that's you don't need to file anything, but I would strongly recommend waiting just at least a couple days just to see what's going on with all this. That's just a personal recommendation. Rodney in my open. Let's see here. I'll move back over here, get a little more comfortable. You know, Rodney, my opinion, hold off. Bandit, what did you retract? No need to rush. It's not going anywhere. Mason Street. I want to know, what was that about Harvey put on his accounts or on his video? I would give you my email, but it won't let me. If you wanted to talk about the site and hosting. Yeah, just if you go to the About section of my my channel, my email's right there. Randall cases on. Let's see. Start Michael, huh? I don't know what that means. I haven't done anything, not even try to search. Yeah, I would wait a little bit, man. Just me personally. Hey, Mike, thanks again for all you do. Thank you. Really appreciate your patience and understanding. Miss Lucky Lady. I'm lucky to have her. She's a huge help. She's actually going to start helping out a little bit with some of the videos too. Thank you though. Appreciate, you know, hearing that people appreciate everything. I appreciate all you guys, you know, supporting and being strong and not having fear and try to make a difference. So you like my comment that day after seeing this, I gotta say, my friend, please don't think your efforts were in vain. Oh yeah, no, I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and pursue it. I really want to know about that, what Harvey put on there. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Which video is that? We're calling RT and who did I say the alternative media one was? You guys can remember. I can't remember. I'll have to watch the video to remember. My brain is just, yeah. Let's see. Need my caffeine to keep going. No, it's not good for me. I have Lyme, so I'm always tired as it is, and then I just need the caffeine. Term sovereign citizen is oxymoron. Yeah, who's the next victim? Let's see. You know she's going to be convicted. Think that this unusual thing they do with their hoaxes to instill fear works best for them if they want this pulled back some. Well, who was saying something about frauding what? I didn't see that. Yeah, Pope thing makes me nervous. What's being rolled out and how we can play the movie all the way through. X Wilson, Steel Castle. Yeah, I've got your email. I will definitely be in touch. Can I use Screencast-O-Matic to make the video when I call? I've never done it. Yeah, you can use that. If you go watch, I did 2 videos. I did one with my phone with the camera, so you could see like every little thing I hit, and then I did one using the screencast itself. As in, both of them are teaching how to do Screencast-O-Matic. The one with my phone, where I actually just filmed the screen as I did it, might be a little bit easier for you to figure it out. Watch that video and that'll show you how. FR Board Public Affairs. Yeah, that was that was actually an unlisted email. That one, or maybe it was the other one I have. I have an unlisted email for the Fed, Alicia. I got that in one of my phone calls to the Fed, and I posted that. That's on one of my videos. Dominic, I guess we will. Oh, okay, that's Josh Colbert. Good chance to get off. We don't know until it happens. They won't arrest everyone. No, they won't. It's the people that are making big, giant purchases that they're going to go after. We can't let this stop us. Reset button. We kind of do need a reset. We need to get rid of the Fed and start fresh. Yes, Pope releasing accounts. Hold your head, Mike. Who is the guy sentenced to 18 years? James Timothy Turner, also known as Tim Turner. He is like a co-author of the Stop the Pirates blogspot documents. Going back to school, buddy. Yeah, pretty much. New video, gonna shed light on where to send stuff and the addresses. Pope redeemed our account in 2013. If you want to talk about the site or hosting, email. Yep, I still have your email on there. The fraud, still can't get over that. We're dealing with crooks. We're working on it, Patsy. Say that only to get people's hopes up, to dash them to the ground. A lot of wicked stuff was done. Jekyll Island, yeah. This is where these evils went to set all this up. That's exactly it. If you watch the playlist I did on the history of the Federal Reserve and all that, it's got some good information in there. And then I got some more coming out. Anonymous was right. We are slaves. Yeah, I've been saying that for quite a while. Thank you. Why lie? Yeah. Drudge. That's right. Yeah, it's Drudge. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Drudge and RT. That's where we're going. Yeah, that's what video was it that he said that? Did you see Harvey printed a fake check and try to cash it? It was for $6 grand. He got $5. That's not good. I've been telling everybody not to do that. Guys, do not do that. Just because you see him doing that, do not do that. Please don't do that. That's why I didn't get along with Empower Marketing, because he was telling people to make fake credit cards and checks. You will go to prison for that. Just don't do that, please. I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody. The reserve branches are changing. The electronic platforms and how they receive and exchange payments, the more we attack, the closer we get to RFID chips. I wouldn't say that. If we get enough aware, then we can completely... here's the thing. We can sit there and keep persisting with the accounts and only worry about money, or we can look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is there's a lot of different issues, and the RFID chips are one of them, okay? That is why I'm looking at this instead of having tunnel vision, I'm looking at this as in the bigger picture, looking at the entire picture here. If we get enough people awoken from this, then we can get rid of the Fed, stop the RFID chips, stop the corrupt officials, get rid of them. We can really make real change here. A lot of people say, oh, what's just sitting behind a keyboard? It's not about just sitting behind a keyboard. That's the whole reason why I spent an entire day trying to, and I've been spending hours and hours, day and night, coming up with ideas and trying to spread the message and communicate with you guys to get your ideas, because now we've become a unified movement. So we're coming out with these great ideas, like that whole Facebook community outreach group. That if everybody utilizes that could be a fantastic tool that really does make a giant difference, because then you have people in the same state that they can come together, they can build a sense of community with their neighbors, and come up with ideas specific to where they live. They can reach people a lot easier. People are going to listen more to their neighbor from down the street, or their uncle from over there, or whatever. So then you open up a whole new possibility of people that, maybe these videos never would have reached. So you're getting it on every front. And by raising the awareness and waking people up, we can combat all of these different things that we don't want to happen, that are inevitable if we don't wake up. Wife's choice, wait until Heather. That's it. Wait until Heather and Randall thing goes and see what develops. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see. I gotta see how I'm doing money wise. If I can somehow make it down there Friday, maybe I will. I'll try to go down to DC, get you guys live footage. I just gotta see. So Drudge tomorrow in RT. Why lie? True, not bra. Yeah. What date was the arrest in the Boston airport? I don't know. I was from what it said, it was saying something along the lines of she was arrested or she was on the news yesterday. So who knows? It was a Fed employee. Yep, Federal Reserve. Yeah, I was going to say that everything is so confusing. Maybe we do need to push a big reset button. Yep. Anybody ever touch base on the theory that the death certificate application is how the government access the trust to redistribute it through commerce? Yeah, we've talked about that. But the thing is if you go and you look up your deceased loved ones' social security numbers and CUSIP numbers, you will find that they still have bonds and accounts being traded on even after they're gone. Oh, tablet crash, sorry. The one Harvey posted about buying CDs, at the end he said there was no secret accounts. When did he post a video about the CDs? How recently was this? Thanks for all the updates. Keep them coming. Matt Drudge. So, Mike, are you suggesting that those of us who haven't begun the process of owning our accounts lay low until Heather? Yeah, I mean, Heather's going to court on Friday. That'll give us more information, at least, is her court date on Friday. Not only that, but just with the reversals and all that, because, you know, we're working on figuring out the reversals. Some people have had luck with that video I made about the Nacha. From the info I got from Todd from that one conference call. But some people still are not. So, you know, ultimately the only way we're going to figure it out is trial and error, but I think it's almost wise to wait until we see what happens with Heather and we find out exactly what they try to use and say before we, you know, keep going. Keep going with the fight. Keep going with the movement. Just don't have it centered around using the accounts. Center it around the fact that the accounts exist. That's what I'm trying to do. Raise awareness. Which that one video I made on the Fidelity accounts, I think last I checked, it's like almost 80,000 views. So, and that was made like, I don't know, a week and a day ago. So the awareness is definitely getting there. It's like getting passed around like crazy. And that's actually, it seems to be a very eye-opening video. So any of you guys who haven't shared that video I made on Fidelity, I really would recommend sharing it, because that is one of the surefire way to get people's attention and make them realize that there's definitely something going on here. That yes, there is, and definitely accounts in people's socials. So if you haven't, please share that. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on wherever. Share it far and wide. That must have been what I just watched tonight. What was what you watched tonight, Alicia? Your biggest question is, why do these corporations invest bonds? Because it doesn't matter if we give consent. as far as they're concerned, we don't have the power to give consent. We are insignificant to them. We are, I mean, does the cow give consent to you to butcher the meat from it? No, that's the same way they think. They think that we are cattle that don't have a right to give consent. All they care about is making their profits and increasing their business holdings. They don't care. That's truthfully what it boils down to. And that's, I mean, they've even referred to us as, you know, cattle. And I'll have to, that'll be another video I'll do. Some of the most disgusting remarks that the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, et cetera, have made, where they've come right out. In that video that I was talking about, that I'm excited about putting out, I have a news clip is one of the little clips I put into that video to make it what it is. It is to them. The minute you charge for this information, they can probably make a case for giving legal or financial advice. I'm not giving legal or financial advice. No. This is a alternative news site and a like a podcast, if you will. I'm just giving what facts I find, and then ideas and beliefs. I mean, I set up a Patreon and all that, but I don't charge, like, I don't request money for the information I provide. Information is free. My opinion is there's no time to lay low. Keep researching and reading between the lines. Dig to help the process faster. Reality surface. Very, very good. Educational purposes. I have learned so much from following you. Thanks to you and everyone else here. That is true. Decide to take down the grid or something. Yeah. If they do, we'll be prepared. Freaking out. He had his kid with him in the back. Wait, that was today? Harvey did a video and said the accounts don't exist. So are you telling me he put up all the donation stuff and then said that the accounts don't exist? Is that what I'm understanding you're saying? The accounts exist. I've verified that myself. I mean, the accounts exist. Maybe he was just trying to mess with people. I don't know. He thought he was joking around. I just checked. I just watched that check yo router video you made. I just checked mine and said can't find the bank associated with the Fed format routing number. Really? I was just using it earlier. Did you use the same routing number that I was using? Which routing number were you trying to use? All right, guys. I'm gonna end the stream. I just wanted to see if anybody put anything else about that. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate all the Harvey doing reckless things. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not saying he is. People are saying that he put something up on one of the videos. I will keep doing the lives. I'm gonna be, doing a lot once I get a site going and all that. I'm like I said, I want to convert this into a studio. That's my goal. So I got to get that that plan. Turn this into a studio. Get a green wall, so I can actually make some like really good eye-opening quality videos with that. I have a lot of plans as far as community outreach and giving back. So hopefully we can get that going. You guys will see a lot of big things. I'm working on trying to come to fruition. So. Have I saved my videos? Yeah. Oh, it was a week ago or so. Yeah, okay, so it was one of his ones before they took his channel down? Okay. Maybe he was just joking with people. I know he can be sarcastic sometimes, so he might have just been playing around. That's all. I was going to say, I don't really see, I wouldn't really see him being serious saying something like that to people, so. He was probably just playing. But all right, guys, I'm gonna end the live stream. I still gotta finish getting the documents to the I gotta still finish getting the documents to the Dropbox and work on that video. As you can tell, I'm getting tired. Will do, definitely. Yeah, I would try a different routing number then. But again, I would kind of wait a little bit on the account. If you're just trying to check it out just to see the routing numbers, then that's one thing, yeah. But I would kind of try to now until the next couple days are over, please. I don't want anybody getting themselves in a pinch. Oh, okay. He said there's no secret. That makes more sense. He's been saying that from the beginning, that it's not a secret, that it's just, yeah. All right. I get it. That's why I was a little bit shocked when that was told. I was like, what? That doesn't really sound right, but that makes a little more sense. All right, guys. Much love to you guys. I gotta do my little thing here. If you guys like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, do so now, as I'm gonna have a lot more information coming out. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, most importantly, share, get this information out, help wake up the masses, because we are the change, as long as we wake everybody up. So much love to you guys. God bless you, and I will see you guys probably a couple hours. All right, love you guys. Bye.